Okay, nice big toss, and Andrew will call. Excellent. Heads it is. Thanks, boys.
Andrew McKay, the acting captain of the Carlton Football Club, wins the toss and will kick to the punt road end, left of screen in this opening quarter of football between Collingwood and Carlton. Let's go down to Tony Jones and Doc Larkins.
Yes, good evening again, everyone. Well, weather-wise, Eddie, we could be in for an absolute shocker tonight. The Bureau is saying a couple of showers with the chance of a thunderstorm, but Doc, word from down the highway around Lara Way, which is less than an hour down toward Geelong, is that it is absolutely bucketing down there at the moment. So we could be in for an absolute pelting, I hear, on the boundary.
We always get a weather forecast from my mum in Geelong, Tony, but certainly, of course, Cooter and Campbell, the big outs, and Glenn Manton coming back for Carlton tonight, and Nick Davis out tonight with his osteitis problem, but Simon Prestigiacomo back after the AFL virus troubles.
All right, boys, there's Nathan Buckley with Heath Scotland, and a special welcome to Dennis Cometti and Dermott Brereton joining Garry Lyon tonight. Dennis?
Danger game. Carlton have won 3 of their last 4 against the Magpies, so this is not over.
Oh, it's always a danger game.
Yeah, this is the original rivalry in league footy. There's Corey on screen, and if you want to hang around till half-time, we're going to put the player cam on Nathan Buckley the first half in his 200th. Should have a good run, and we found a stat. Carlton supporters will be happy. We found a stat where they appear in the top 3 tackles.
All right, let's get it on. It's Collingwood versus Carlton at the MCG.
Umpires tonight, James, Ellis and Jeffrey. Up they go, spills wide. Charging in was Plunkett. Went to ground. He's at the base of that. Hickmott on top of him. And we'll do it again.
And we're just talking about Nathan Buckley. Simon Beaumont started in the centre square. Looks like he'll be his opponent for the evening.
Good bounce to McKee. Works in front. Gets a hand pass away. Outside the 50. Rocker. To no one in particular. Onto the loose ball, Pickering. Could have been taken high by Buckley. No free kick. Batheris got it out. Lockyer. Rocker. Johnson on the burst. 60 metres from goal. Bacon square. How will it run? Wide of the marker behind.
Johnson coming off half-back. Dennis playing on Lappin. Matthew Lappin picked him up early in the piece. His run has been important. Lacuria gone to Camporelli. Camporelli gone straight to the forward pocket. We know Lacuria also gets plenty of the footy, so he's taken him out of the play as well, Camporelli.
Also Murphy down the forward line, so they've got 2 good ball getters out of the centre to start with, Carlton.
Magpies to the front of the pack. McKernan crashed it from the back. It's picked up by Plunkett, who takes the ball to half forward with a good-looking kick. Livingston almost held the mark. Front and square was Houlihan. He got the hand pass. It beat Plunkett. Picked up by Davis for Collingwood. Leon Davis's kick is up towards half forward. Getting back is McKernan in game 200. Early goals will be good goals if Doc Larkins' mother's right with the weather forecast. As Franchina kicks the ball to the half forward flank. Out comes Murphy. From behind it's McGough. Going in hard there was Cranage. Off the ground, McGough again. McGough back in the Collingwood seniors after a couple of weeks at Williamstown. Goes off the ground. He'll have another go here. 3 in a row for McGough. He was almost tripped over. Got it back to Burns. Burns over to Johnson, who throws it out to Lockyer. Off the ground again, McGough. Lockyer close to the boundary line. It's untidy, but it's effective at the moment as McGough tries to get his kick away. Camporelli, McGough again. I've said it 15 times. Over the top he goes to Scotland.
Scotland running out of space. Slips a hand pass away to Buckley. Back to Lockyer. High ball inside the 50. Batheris flew. McKay had it, lost it. Batheris didn't appear to have it. Didak. Now Rocker ricochets across to Josh Fraser. Snaps. And he's well wide of the mark. Out of bounds on the full.
He's quite talented, big Josh Fraser. And several times over the last month, that exact angle, running out to his right-hand side, he's been unable to hook it back. So there's one for training.
Pressure, there's some pressure out there earlier. Ed called that passage of play. I think McGough had a couple of kicks off the ground smothered, then another one where he tried to get away smothered as well. Just really good, intense pressure out there from both sides at the minute.
Bradley out of the back pocket. Right to the 50. McKay hooks it down. Beaumont taken down. Cranage under pressure. Heads for the boundary line. McKay tracks it. Beats him across.
It's an interesting one, Simon Beaumont, isn't it? I saw Chris Grant play in the midfield last week and it worked beautifully. I don't think size should be something that holds you back, and I know they rate him on James Hird. Whenever they play Essendon, he follows Hird into the middle, so he'll do okay.
A couple of times in the past.
Fraser to his own advantage. Burns released. 65 metres out. High ball. Tarrant. Wiggins will get the free kick in front.
And Plunkett has come off the ground for Fletcher for Carlton, who's gone to Clement to try and sort out that mismatch of height.
There's a lot of trust there putting Wiggins on Tarrant for the evening.
Lose to Manton in game 150 in front of Tarrant. He gets the handball working. Away go Carlton through Wiggins. His kick is up towards half forward. Getting to the front was Wakeland. He takes the mark on centre wing. Southern stand side, the old outer here at the G. Good crowd in tonight for Friday night football as Wakeland bombs it long inside 50, looking for the skipper, Buckley and Beaumont. Umpire said play on. Scotland and Bradley go to the ground and the boundary line for a throw-in. 55 out from the Collingwood goal.
Bit of one-on-one there, Beaumont and Buckley. Yeah, well, that's borderline, that one. I mean, umpires will be very, very aware of the tight tag on Buckley tonight.
There the ruckman get an effective tap, but it ends up with McKay close to the boundary line. He kicks up towards half forward. McKee gets across the front and takes his strong mark. Looking to play on. He does. The handball was ordinary. Put McGough under all sorts of problems. Johnson did well. Ducked his head. Left foot kick around the body to half forward. McKernan has the sit. Rocker provided the contest. It was Manton at the back. It was 3-on-1, but the Magpies might still end up with it. No, they won't, because a free kick will go to Beaumont. I said kick. And Buckley is on the mark.
Took it that way, Ed.
Houlihan's got it. To Manton, up from the back pocket. As you can see, nobody near him. We've got a whistle. It's going up the ground. Free kick to Wiggins. Plays on immediately. Bradley, first time inside the 50 for the Blues. Off hands. Hickmott looking for a free kick. Cloak goes over the top of him, held in. And the bounce.
Free kick was to Wiggins against Tarrant. Wiggins will run off Tarrant at every opportunity. I think Chris Tarrant had been exposed a minute earlier. Just grabbed him on that occasion to make sure the same thing didn't happen.
Bounce about 35 metres out from goal. Into the path of McGough. Drives it towards a vacant wing. How will it bounce? It runs on towards half forward. Chance for the Magpies. Didak feeds it back to Cole. Cole forward at the wing. Not a good effort. Bounces inside the 50. Tarrant's in front, taken down. Lockyer gets a quick hand pass away. This time he'll be accurate. Fraser goal.
He's kicked early goals in the last few games he's played in, Josh Fraser. That's just a good attack of the footy. That sets you up a situation here. We see Cole go inside. The kick doesn't make it, but Tarrant's leg speed carries him to the footy first, and that's a fair effort. Nice pick up a game by Lockyer. So you talk about clean hands in football and how important it is. There you see the advantage of two clean takes. One from Tarrant, one from Lockyer. Ends up in the hands of Josh Fraser, and a goal is the result.
Josh Fraser gets the first for Collingwood. Magpies inside 55, Carlton 1. Back in the centre of the ground. Buckley tries to crash through. His handball was intercepted by Hickmott at Carlton. To Bradley, who throws it over his shoulder. Cole again off the halfback flank. Just shoved it out in front of Clement. It was good football and nice vision. Clement, grabbed, but he didn't have the ball. Will take the free kick. Approaching half forward flank. We've played nearly 7 minutes in the opening term. It's the Magpies by 7 points. The kick inside 50. Tarrant on the lead. Gets to the front and takes the mark.
Well, there's a lot of trust or a lot of faith shown there by Wayne Britton.
Umpire slow pulling the Carlton player Franchina back, but the centering kick was a ripper. And Tarrant took some treatment as he took the Fraser took some treatment as he took the mark. The kick was from Tarrant, and Josh Fraser will line up 45 metres directly in front.
Yeah, the breakdown point is when Tarrant gets on the lead there. Wiggins has been trusted to go with him. They've pushed young Livingston, who's been doing the job down back, up the other end. So Britton's trying to win the game for a start. He's not as if he's come out here to put the shutters up early.
And a very nice screen from young Leon Davis. If we get another look at that, hopefully for Collingwood's sake they can kick the goal, but nice work from Leon Davis, just got in the way.
Shot there.
Josh Fraser directly in front, going at his second. Should get it. 40 metres out. Tight, but it's okay. He's got two.
Obviously, the breakdown point is the long kick that goes inside 50. And if you can't get somebody on the end of it to mark it, that is where it can break down. And Wiggins just couldn't go with Tarrant there, and he's able to spot up somebody who gets into space. Big Josh Fraser there, but they only took a handful of marks inside their forward 50 last week. I think they only got 4. So that's the breakdown point, and they did it well.
Good start for Josh Fraser. He's been very good lately.
Quite a contrast in first quarters. Collingwood have won 10 of 17. Carlton 4 of 17. Magpies by 13 points. Beaumont had it. How did he get rid of it?
Drag him to the ground.
Oh, interesting call, that one.
Pull it back.
That was touch and go.
Drag him
When
to
did the
ground.
tackle get applied?
Yeah, I thought so.
Now Livingston's going to come from the goal square.
Well, he's the usual full-back, or has been in recent times, a protege of Stephen Silvani. And he's gone forward. They've got Beasy on big Josh Fraser, which is a bit of a risk as well as the Wiggins one.
Beaumont across the ground. Pickering on the wing.
Did compete well for it though last time it came down Livingston.
Driving kick inside the 50. McKernan, strong hands. Was reaching over the top and plucked it.
So important that he pushes forward and makes sure that McKee doesn't run around at his own will and just put the big fist into anything that comes forward.
Encouraging for Carlton. If his marking's on. The kick's from 52.
Good kick.
His kicking's on as well. He's on.
Well, right there you see, it just sums up Corey McKernan's last 4 to 6 weeks. Early in the season, he would have double grabbed that. And then even if he did get a shot at goal, probably would have sprayed it off the side of his boot. So you see the confidence come up. 27th goal for the season. So after a slow start, I mean, this is a nice grab. That's a difficult mark to take there over the top of someone.
Yeah, the downward hands. Yeah, it's like slips and the ball's dropping forward.
Exactly. Nice and clean Derm, and then a beautiful finish. So he is in good form. We know that, and that's confirmation of it.
McKernan in his 200th game boots it from 50 metres. Beautiful mark. Well done to Corey McKernan. Ball up back in the middle of the ground. Magpies by 7 points. 13 minutes left on the clock. McKernan and McKee. McKee gets the tap. Beaumont, though, breaks the tackle. Not the second one that came from Betheris, which is a good one. Over the top was McGough, but intercepted by McKay. It's like the battle of the Scots out there at the moment. The Macs have got it everywhere. This time it's Cloak. Cloak kicks out wide. Lockyer for Collingwood on centre wing. Looks inside. The kick had to be measured. Leon Davis just picked the pocket. Handball inside, was looking for Scotland. Met by Cranage. Over the top, Scotland grabbed the ball, stood up in the tackle, then was grabbed by 3 Blues. We'll have a ball up just outside the forward 50.
One thing that was worth noting on that last bounce, Ed, is that Collingwood played 7 backmen, so they're trying to get a backman free on the bounce downs.
Tony Jones as we have the bounce.
Wayne Britton certainly means business tonight. Eddie dragged Justin Murphy early in the piece, jumped straight on the phone and sent him back out again.
Camperelli kicks to the forward, half-forward flank position. Almost a push in the back. A good diving attempt there by Livingston. We'll have a throw in. Pete Larkins.
Yeah, Alan Didak just took a heavy knock in that last pack contest, Ed. The trainers have been speaking to him. The physios haven't picked up on it yet, but looks like he got a corky in the right side, but moving around, trying to see if he can free himself up.
No breeze to speak of. Magpies by 7 points. Boundary throw in, thumped down by Beaumont. In trouble was Murphy. Lucuria hurriedly. Clement, high ball towards the wing. Beaumont drifts back. Couldn't complete the mark. Betheris, good evasion. Lockyer runs forward of the wing, pulls it back towards the middle. Ill-directed though. McKernan plays on immediately. Hickmott running hard. 40 metres in the clear. One bounce. Looks up ahead, checks. He's about 80 metres from goal. Comes back towards the middle. Franchina on the line of the square. Flirts with the idea of going. Bradley pulls it back. Camperelli. Perhaps the moment has passed. Camperelli still about 80 metres from goal.
I agree, Dennis. They had Beaumont on Betheris in the square. Just should have gone long.
That was long still. It was a good kick. Houlihan's taken the mark. They knew what they were doing. He's got this ball about 45 metres out.
You didn't let me finish, Dennis. I said, you could go to Houlihan on the lead.
He is probably the best matchup. Young Richard Cole is a talented player, but he is still learning the craft, and he's a bit guarded by Collingwood at the moment. They're trying to work him into senior football, and Houlihan probably has the best matchup. Might have a bit too much creativity for Cole's relative inexperience.
8 games versus 48.
So his team down by 7 points, just over 11 minutes till quarter time. Just a bit beyond 45 degrees. 45 metres. Right behind it, the reverse angle. Looking to work it right to left, a little too much. Missed by about a metre. Margin back to 6 points.
The other danger forward they've got is Matty Lappin, who's getting Johnson. Cloak's giving him a chop out as well. He'll probably be their preferred go-to option.
The goal so far, 2 to Josh Fraser for Collingwood. Corey McKernan, a beauty from 50 metres for Carlton. Buckley, the skipper, in game 200, has the ball at full back. Off 2 steps, he kicks at 55, looking for Leon Davis. And Fletcher was always going to be too tall and took the mark. It'll come straight back in. Fletcher kicks long, but the kick was smothered. McGuire for Collingwood. Around the body, hoping for the boundary line. Bradley runs and picks it up. Off the ball. A report is on here against Butheris. Umpires call the advantage. Will come back. Pickering breaks a tackle from 50. He kicks to the goal square. Chance for the Blues here. Up they go. Almost the mark taken by Beaumont. Picked up by Johnson for Collingwood. They run it out now. McGough at defensive 40. Looks up. Not much to kick there, so he boots it high in the air. Getting across is Rocker and Fraser. Off the hands of the pack. Fraser's there for Collingwood. Good play by Houghton. Got underneath him. Now he tries to get the handball. He hatches it though. But the umpire will call for a bounce. Let's go back and see what happened.
They fend off with the forearm here. What's the right forearm? He jumps a bit. And
Glenn Freeborn got rubbed out last week, and he's been reported definitely Rupert Butheris.
I don't reckon that's as bad as Freeborn. Nowhere near it.
No.
McKernan thumped it to Burns. Kicks down towards half forward. Manton uncontested. Under 10 minutes till quarter time. To Cranage across half back. Blues on the move. Whoops. Davis applying pressure. Pickering gets away though. Inside the centre square towards half forward. Lappin. Oh, clever mark. Checked off the ball. Found it again. Pulls it back towards the middle. Not so good. Wakelin in defence. Quickly. Miscues slightly. Tarrant lets it run. Tracks it out towards the wing. In space now. Franchina missed him, but he coughs it up. Beaumont playing a good game. To Bradley. He's been busy as well. The veteran across half back. Chips it up towards the wing. Hitman takes the mark. Lays it off. Cranage pulls it back towards half forward. Murphy. McGough got a fist on it. Clement knocks it down. Lockyer under pressure. Touched off the boot. Licuria. Very clever. Buckley. Forward of the wing. Lovely kick.
Sweet.
Well, that's the difference between a quality player and one who does not waste a possession. We saw Tarrant go inside 50 himself about a minute earlier and just hit a Carlton player on the chest. When you get at the hands of a bloke that can sum up a situation in the space of a second and really miss a target, that's why you're seeing Nathan Buckley play his 200th magnificent game.
Chris Tarrant. Only about 35 metres out, 15 metres in from the line, misses to the near side.
It was also well done by Paul Licuria. When you saw him, he was confronted with a tackle. He turned his back to the tackler and still handballed over his head. He protected the ball and took the hit on the body. I thought that was pretty clever play.
Clearance is 10-4. Clangers 10-4. Collingwood with the 10. Here's a chance though for Leon Davis. Another miss.
They invented a problem then, Carlton.
2-3-15. Carlton 1-1-7.
So apt that we were speaking about clangers at that particular stage.
10-5 the Clangers. Punishment not as hard as it could have been. Plunkett for Carlton, a defensive 30. Goes out wide to Manton on the defensive 50. Handballs off. Houlihan at half-back, calling for someone to run towards him.
I read it well. Yeah,
Lappin was the man. He had to take it on the half volley, and take it he did it beautifully. And now around the body, the kick was smothered. Eccles crunched. Beaumont has been busy. Coughs this one up to his opponent Buckley, but he was pickpocketed by Camporelli, who goes to ground. Buckley doing the umpiring as well.
Same again, Scotty Camporelli. He saw he was going to get tackled. He knew he'd get a bit of grace from the umpire, and he protects the ball all the way down. Watch it here. He tucks up. Yep.
Oh, prior opportunity for me.
He thought he'd probably get protection there, but he's clever play.
60 metres from the Carlton goal. It spills. Plunkett's kick is to the goal square. Collingwood had the numbers, but Cloak mucked it up. He could have got back and taken the mark, but he thumped it over the line and out of bounds. And Hickmott comes over and has a few words to the young Collingwood first-year player.
That's good. That's experience there by Hickmott. Just putting the cat amongst the pigeons, amongst the Magpies.
Tossed in. McKee knocks it down. Cole, quick hands. Cloak heads for the line. There's Hickmott now.
There's another go
far away.
He's got a pretty cool head though, Jason Cloak. I'll tell you one thing. I reckon there hadn't been a player that's played a year of footy and been on an opponent less than Jason Cloke. That's not a criticism, that's just the way it's panned out.
Structure.
Yep.
Buckley with precision. Wakeland drives around the outer side, carries the wing. Bathiris gets across, surrounded by Blues. Knocked down by Houghton, tracks it back towards the boundary. In fact, he walks across with it as we get down to TJ.
They've been pretty busy, the Blues, so far, Dennis. 19 minutes into the first quarter, they've made 6 changes to their bench to Collingwood's 1.
I just hope Jason Clark doesn't go home to his brothers and say this is an easy caper AFL footy. You just run around on your own and get a kick.
I think Dad will have something to say about that.
You come crashing back very quickly once you think that.
Fraser got the tap, beautifully read though by McKay. Hit the front of the pack nice and hard. Eccles to the boundary line, throw in.
Got to say one thing, Jason Cloke, when he put the big fist into it before, right now Carlton can't win this game if they allow Collingwood the loose man in defence. They're third in terms of best defence in the league this year, and that's how they've done it, creating a loose man like Cloke to just put the fist into the ball.
Half forward flank, Fraser gets the front spot. Umpire will bounce again.
I think they've tried to be patient going forward. A couple of times Bradley's actually been off the ball, but using his voice saying slow up, try and hold the footy up. They're now trying to get one back. They still have Cloke as the loose man.
Once again, the ball up at half-forward flank for Collingwood. Southern stand side. Houghton got the tap, kept his feet. Buckley crashes through, knocks it forward. A chance for Manton versus Rocker. Manton slaps it back. Buckley, little toe poke, was just dragged off the ball. McKay pushed off it as well. Manton does the hard stuff. Wiggins over the top of it, breaks the tackle of Didak, heads for the boundary line and hopes. The race is on. Cole has got some dash, so too Houlihan, and the boundary line will beat them both. We'll have a throw in on half-forward flank, this time on the members' side of the MCG.
Michael Malthouse, who coached his first final on this ground back in '85, looking to go back again this season. Down goes Rocker, and it's going to be a free kick to Collingwood. Heard the explanation. Rocker, forward of the wing. Can kick it a long way.
50 metres.
Oh, 50 metres.
Can't kick.
Pardon?
He got it wrong. His first explanation was incorrect.
Against Chris Tarrant for some work on Wiggins in the goal square, trying to lead. Wiggins blocking his lead. Tarrant grabbed him. Umpire pinged Tarrant.
So the Blues catch a break there. Manton goes short. Murphy's got it. Big turnaround. A lot of real estate involved.
Spot up.
Eccles. Bradley says go for distance. He pops it up.
Loose
Cloke.
man.
There he is. That's how easy it is.
You
Sometimes.
can't beat it. You just cannot beat it, Carlton, if you allow them to run that loose one.
Tarrant keen to make amends. Lockyer running hard for him. Popped over the top. He's got it now. Lockyer decides to hold up. Spots Buckley. Just working the angle, getting across from 45 degrees in front of Camporelli, who was dropping back. Buckley from about 80 metres out. Fraser will need to go. Gave a contest. Lucuria got boot to ball. Beaumont taken front on by Davis. Taken to ground. Whistle. Ball up. About 20 metres out from goal. There's the time remaining. 4.5 minutes till quarter time. Low scoring affair. It's Collingwood up by 7 points.
Free kick count. Carlton 6, Collingwood 1. Ball up in the forward pocket. Up goes Fraser. Tried to grab it out. Manton grabbed by Fraser. Will have another bounce. 15 metres out from the Collingwood goal. The Magpies lead by 7 points.
Free kick against Tarrant. I mean, he's the forward. He should be allowed. We had all this talk about taggers and how they get blocked. The defender stands in the way. Tarrant tries to get him out of the road so he can lead. Gets pinged.
Rocker over the top. Holds it in. Houghton. Good tackle by Lucuria. Wrapped him right up and we'll have another bounce. 25 metres out. Directly in front of the Collingwood goal. Tackles 13 to Collingwood, 5 to Carlton.
It's a lonely Carlton forward line down there. It's just the 2 players in their half of the footy field at the moment.
Livingston, Wakeland.
And Tarkin and Lockyer getting plenty of the footy at the moment.
Ball up. Coming up to the 23-minute mark of the first term. Fraser tries to hold his ground. Rocker got there. Leon Davis lurking with intent, but Manton did well. Put his body over the ball. Will have another bounce. So Glenn Manton, who's been battling calf injuries all year, 1 game back in the reserves, brought back, has been a fantastic servant for the Carlton Football Club. Once again, 15 metres out from the Collingwood goal. They lock arms. McKernan gets the tap. Houghton tried to knock it out. Now it's Wiggins who breaks clear, and Carlton clear the danger zone. McGough, strong arms, takes the possession. Kicks inside 50. Tarrant's the man. got his hands to it. Lucuria tried to squeeze it out to Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle, close on the boundary line. Ben Johnson's kick is a point, his second for the night, and Collingwood spraying the target at the moment. 2-4-16, Carlton 1-2-8. Collingwood by 8 points.
Mark McGough on Justin Murphy's been a big win, even though he started at fullback or across half-back. 9 possessions so far in the quarter. Justin Murphy has had just 1.
Camporelli short to the pocket. Manton gave that calf a test in a stretch moments ago. Going for distance. High ball towards the wing. Rocker from behind. Two-fisted, knocked it down. Helped on its way by Clement. Chopped off and slowly released. It spills across to Plunkett. Nichols took a while. It comes up towards the wing. Camporelli showed courage. Clement backs off the pack. Lucuria. Matheris confronted, in trouble. Got it away, O'Brien. Pops it down towards the pocket. Needs to be precise. Well, you make the call. Fraser right on the line. Wasting no time. Sets it up towards the top of the square. Atkins off hands. Buckley snaps. And he's missed. Behind. Margin back out to 9 points.
The advantage of kicking it to that spot on the ground, Derm. You get a quality drop of the ball. You get a crumb, even if they don't mark, the ball drops into a dangerous area. And Nathan Buckley wouldn't mind having that one again, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, Simon Beaumont called McKay onto Buckley for that chase in. And he is a tired player this year, Andrew McKay. I think mentally more than anything else. There he is.
Approaching 2 minutes left in this first term. Collingwood 17, Carlton 8. Magpies 7 scoring shots to 3. They're mucking around the Blues. Pickering got the kick and it floated and would have taken an eternity as far as Murphy was concerned. His kick was a better one though. Houghton. Now they're making something up here. Carlton. Houlihan turns it straight over though. Buckley brings it inside to Lockyer, and Lockyer will line up 45 metres out directly in front. You heard it. Dermott's called it, and Fraser's got the ball and can line up for goal number 3 from 25 metres out.
Gary, I don't think anyone who watches footy has a problem with Houlihan when he's got the ball, but sometimes as a team member you've just got to accept that you're going to take a bit of punishment and just say, well, I've got it, you tackle it off me, and at very worst you win the ball from the umpire's decision. He just gave it up too easy then.
Excellent call, Derm, there's no doubt about that. Take on the body. As you say, a ball up would have been a great result in that situation. Don't cough it up. And Beesy's been moved off Fraser. Trent Houghton, and he's struggling at the moment to go with Fraser.
To end a run of 4 behinds for Collingwood, Fraser has kicked 2 goals in this opening term. He comes in and kicks his 3rd goal.
And not surprisingly, Dermott, young Houlihan coming to the interchange, I reckon he will be put on the phone and the message would be verbatim to what you said a little earlier. That is just, you got to cop a bit of pain, son.
Sometimes you got to wear one for the club.
Josh Fraser, he's getting so much space out there at the moment. They haven't got a really good matchup for him, and he could end up with 7 or 8 tonight.
Josh Fraser, 28 goals for the season. Tarkin Lockyer comes off the ground, placed by Loney. And there's our scoreline approaching quarter time. Friday Night Football on 9, 3-5-1-2. Long time to restart. Now we're underway. McKernan looked for clean possession. McKee at close quarters, got it to Buckley, kicks it down towards half forward, shinned away by Manton down there. O'Brien over his shoulder, Burns into space, lines up. They've got their 4th.
Well, I thought, Dennis, about 3 minutes ago, I thought they're not playing a game of football, a style that is going to win them the game here, and it is still the first quarter. But I thought, yeah, they've stemmed the blood flow here. They're only a few points behind, but in the space of 60 seconds, they slam on 12 points, and it just gets the connotation of it could get a bit ugly.
Yeah, the middle's so important, Dermott again, and Nathan Buckley's just starting to accumulate a few touches, in fact more than a few. And that's a nice finish from Scotty Burns. 3-1 the clearance as Collingwood out of the middle, and just unobtrusively Nathan Buckley has racked up 8 touches and pumped the ball inside 50 on 4 occasions.
So the Magpies out to a 21-point lead. Up goes McKernan, gets the tap. Hard of the ball as always is Lucuria, the Copeland Trophy winner from last year. Kicks inside 50. Houghton gets the handball away though. Lappin for Carlton on defensive 40. Around the body he goes. It stays in the air for a while. Loney with Bradley close to the boundary line. Over it goes, and we'll have a throw in. With 26 seconds left in the opening term, it's Collingwood leading by 21 points.
Here's the Houlihan one. He's on the interchange bench. Derm, there it is right there. He's just got to tuck that ball under his shoulder, take on the tackle.
Gets gobbled up and a bounce of the ball, yep.
Free kick. Umpire has picked one out for holding. It'll go to Johnson against Lappin.
For striking, okay?
Oh,
There you go, a bit more than that. It'll come back, and you've heard that, Lappin.
Reporting you for a strike to the stomach. Okay, Benny?
So a report for a strike to the stomach against Lappin on Johnson.
Strike to the tummy.
he didn't say tummy, did he?
No, stomach. They used to let you get away with him, Gaz.
He would have been up most weeks, I would have thought.
Johnson to the pocket, and Buckley stretches and has paid the mark right against the boundary line. So the dying seconds.
There it is.
Again.
Oh, no, that is not a strike to the tummy. That's a strike to the solar plexus.
That's a heart punch.
Did it make contact? I think it did. Might have just.
Didn't really put him down.
Meanwhile, back at the action after the siren, Buckley, sharp angle. Currently the margin of 21 points. This would be very handy. In the spotlight tonight, more ways than one. Nathan Buckley, a master craftsman.
He's good.
Wonderful goal. He enjoys the green stage, does that man. After the siren is his go. Wonderful kick. Collingwood 5-5. Carlton 1-2.
Well, Steve, you got a spirited start by you guys, but you just let him skip away there towards the end.
Well, we're sick of giving away goals in time on again, Tony. I think it was about 3 goals again. It hurts you.
Nathan Buckley, he looks unstoppable, is he?
Well, I don't think so. Look, he had about 10 that quarter. He's a very good player, and we've had 2 blokes on him already, so I think we're giving Braddles a crack now. See how we go.
All right, terrific. Good on you, Steve.
Thanks, Tony.
There you go. Bradley gets it. Just those stats. 9 possessions for Buckley and a goal, 2 marks.
Craig Bradley on to Nathan Buckley in the middle of the ground. They only took 4 marks inside 50 for the game last week. They took 2 marks inside 50 in round 3 when they played Carlton. And as Dermott has said, they've already got 7 in this first quarter. They won the footy far too easily in their forward 50. And at the other end, they struggled to find any real dangerous target.
Nathan Buckley's career high against Carlton, 32 round 18 of 2000.
It'll rattle that today.
I think so. 5-5-1-2. Start of the second term. The key up very high. Cranage fumbled it. Buckley was out of possession, not quite sure. Falls at his feet. He's not happy, Bucks.
Sticks Kernahan said there, Dennis, time on goals. Collingwood went without a goal from the just under the 8-minute mark to the 26.5-minute mark, and next 3 minutes 3 goals appeared.
That hurts. 7 points the difference. Beasy knocked it down. Scrambled out of the middle by Lockyer. Lucuria kept it in front to the advantage of Buckley. 75 metres out. Pulls it back towards the pocket. Tarrant. Well, the only man to put his hands up. Play goes on. Lappin is on report. Pops it out of bounds on the full.
Wiggins has been pretty brave up to this stage, but you just get a feeling that he's going to be overwhelmed with opportunities at some stage.
Could happen any second now if they get him one out.
Tarkin Lockyer. Myers darting, goes in short. Speared the pass in. Scotland's got it. Barely to 15. He's right on the 50. Enjoying some good recent form, Heath Scotland. He'll take a good kick from here.
It's where a player has to know his capabilities. I mean, if he thinks he can kick the distance, go back and kick it. If not, top of the square, let the likes of Fraser and Rocker have a jump at it.
No wind.
Kicks from 52 metres out. Good effort. It'll fall about 5 metres short. Off hands. Big leap from Rocker, and the ball goes out of bounds beside the behind post.
Probably as good a kick as young Heath Scotland could kick. Dermott, so in future, you'd say outside 50, top of the square, son.
Tossed in. Look at that. It floats towards the kickoff line. Knocked down in front. Tarrant, Lucuria both went in after it. So too McKay. He's over the football. That's not coming out. Ball up about 20 metres out from goal.
Even though he didn't get a possession there, Andrew McKay put his body over the ball and took some punishment and didn't give it up. That's what young Houlihan should have a look at, even though McKay doesn't come up with a stat.
Well, last quarter we spent a fair bit of time 25 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Here we go again. Rocker taps it out. It's picked up by Houghton, though, for Carlton. Gets the handball working to Cranage. Around the body he goes with a banana up to the halfback flank position, but Cloak just sweats around the back. Squares it up beautifully into McKee. McKee off to Scotland, this time from outside 50. Looks for the pass, and courage was shown, and the mark's been taken by Fletcher. Always hard, that one, boys, running with the flight of the ball. Camporelli out wide. Luke Livingston for his first possession. Cranage.
They have to chip around because they're outnumbered badly across half forward, so you wouldn't imagine they'll go long too often.
Murphy.
They do play a very, very short game as a rule anyway.
I was about to say normally good with his disposals, but this time he hits Buckley on the chest. Bucks tries to take on the whole team. Gets the handball going. Scotland. Burns. Back to Buckley. Breaks the tackle. Just shrugs the hips. This time lines it up. The laser's on target. This time he finds Lucuria. 7th possession for Lucuria. The kick wasn't too flash. Tarrant under pressure was good. Caught one on the way through from Christou. Rubs his head. We'll have a throw-in. 55 out from the Collingwood goal.
Just appears, as we have a look at the big possession winners on the ground, and mainly all Collingwood midfielders, that they're asking Carlton to play a really high possession brand of footy, and they're just not playing good enough football to be able to carry that off at the moment.
Like a drive-by for Tarrant. Got up and got hit, and he was just an innocent bystander. Out of the back pocket. High ball by Pickering towards the wing. Scotland, the brave. It spills across towards Clement. Smothered off the boot, and it's gone out of bounds. Well, that was guts, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely was.
Let's mark that one down for the season highlight for Dennis Cometti.
Got to say one thing.
Beauty, Dennis.
You said they're unable to play that short game and hit targets. They've already used 39 players this year, Carlton, in a competition where you have 38 on a list. A couple of rookies have come up, so they're right down at the bottom end of their list with personnel.
Burns on his knees, goes again, comes out the back door. Lucuria arches the back, slips away, 60 metres from goal. Oh, wonderful finish. Wonderful finish. And Walker's got it, only 25 metres out, but the angle is not a gimme.
Don't have to be Einstein, Gary, to see that this game has got ugly painted all over it on the scoreboard.
Well, I think it has if Carlton continue to try and finesse and go short. I think when your side's down and low on confidence, we saw it with Richmond last week early when they tried to pinpoint passes. Take that option away and say, let's just bang it long. I know they're a bit light on for numbers, but try and get a one-on-one contest. The only area you criticise Paul Lucuria is his kicking, and on that occasion, that is what he could work on. If he could continue to deliver like that, well, he may be an All-Australian. May still well be at the end of the year.
Selector, right?
Inside 50 this quarter. Collingwood 4, Carlton 0. And that's why they're in trouble. Goal.
No, not a selector do. I'm just surmising. I reckon he's had a great year and just that little bit of polish, young man.
I think you're in the ear of the selectors there.
Yeah. Look at this. This is nice touch. And if a player
could Copeland last year,
he did.
Yes, he did it. A player could pick off leading targets like that because he kicks it to an area where other people don't think he can go to.
Better than all Australian net.
Carried away yet.
16 minutes to go in the second term. And Buckley gets another possession, slapped forward by Lappin, but it comes out to Cole. Centre clearances have been 5-1 Collingwood's way. Scotland with the handball out to Buckley again, around the body. The kick was a ripper, straight down the throat of Lockyer. Lockyer now looks up, kicks along the boundary line. Was it touched off the boot? I think it might have heard a noise there, but it goes over the line out of bounds anyway for a throw-in. Magpies by 33 points. 6.25 minutes gone, second term. Friday night football.
Nathan Buckley is on pace, and it doesn't always work out this way, but he's on pace to get a 50-possession game here. 14 possessions, 6 minutes into the second quarter.
On the throw-in, Beaumont slaps it to the boundary line. We'll have a throw-in.
Peter Featherby-like, Dermott. Tarkin Lockyer got the job on Scott Camporelli, or Scott Camporelli got the job on Tarkin Lockyer. 11 touches for Lockyer, 3 for Camporelli. I'd suggest it's Camporelli on Lockyer.
Well, Lucuria is on Camporelli, so he's trying to break it by going to
was looking for
Lockyer.
one and has found it. Well, we saw all that. You could see the umpire was sweating on a free kick. And there it is, just a little grab. Pull the jumper back. Paul Lucuria, free kick.
Wayne Campbell got him that free kick.
That's right.
Free kicks, 7 Carlton, 3 Collingwood.
Franchina. Presto. In the middle. Short one. Murphy. Got there just in the nick of time. Camporelli. That's better. Probing kick down towards the half-forward line. Bradley lacking support. Cloak tried to stop it. Bradley did very well. Came back to him. Ricocheted off Franchina. And it's going to be a free kick for a push in the back to the veteran.
Gives an idea of how they are struggling for target. They went to Bradley, had Cloak and Buckley as his opponent.
Has it got the carry? Yes, it has. Oh, play on's the call. Well, that was a mark.
He had that for 10 minutes.
Lockyer dives after it. And we've got a whistle and a ball up about 60 metres out. He can't believe it.
Let's have a look at Murphy.
Well, may you ask.
Bounce off your foot in the end, Justin.
Bounced off his foot.
Bounced off his foot. About 30 minutes on.
Yeah, after he marked it.
Yes. Anyway, McKee knocks it down. Pickering smothered by Buckley. Oh, well done. Popped in, popped out. Kicks it down towards half forward. What a body work from Rocker. Manton taken in the tackle away to Fletcher. Fletcher a high kick out towards the wing. It pitches and runs on and goes out of bounds.
Just a fair bit happening off the footy with Camperelli, Licuria and Lockyer. If you want to get a bit of an idea of some holding and some pushing off the footy, just keep your eye on those four.
Yeah, it's ring-a-rosy, Gary. We'll get you explain it in a moment as Fraser takes it and pushing it back and will take the free kick.
Well, Licuria is tagging Camperelli, so to break the tag, Camperelli's gone to Lockyer.
In the meantime, the advantage has been paid. The ball goes inside 50. Carlton dropped the mark. McGuire.
In there, play on advantage.
There you go. You heard it from the umpire. Eventually comes out to Houghton at half-back flank. He kicks to a 2-on-1 situation. Livingston did well. Kept his feet. Tried to backheel it. He was watching Didak the other week. Lappin close on the boundary line. Does it well. Smothered, though, by Johnson. Clement across there for Collingwood. Takes it to the boundary line. Throw in 51 metres out from the Carlton goal.
I don't know how they're going to score a goal, Dermott, at the moment. Carlton, I mean, every time they go down there, they are outnumbered. I mean, the last 4 or 5 times, I said, 2-on-1s in Carlton's half-forward line.
Throw in. It's McKee and McKernan. McKernan gets the tap. Johnson for Collingwood, though, from defensive 50 up to centre wing. Burns traps it with his knees. It sits nicely for McGough. Handballs over the top. Rocker versus Manton. Rocker taps it towards the boundary line, uses his strength. Off the ground he goes, over the line, out of bounds on the full. That'll be a free kick to Carlton and Glenn Manton at half-back flank.
Good to see him back. Cranage towards half-back. Kicks a high ball towards the wing. Lappin from behind. Well, wasn't required. Beasy in front. Lays it off to Beaumont, who started so well. Kicks well inside the 50. McKernan outmanoeuvred. Goes back, found it on the ground as he pushed in the back. No. Play goes on. Wakeland sockers it out towards the boundary. Being tracked by a couple of Magpies. Tarrant, the first to arrive, and then decided, didn't quite know what to do. It may have come off the shin of Murphy. Could have been out of bounds on the full, actually. Doesn't matter. We've got a boundary throw in. Outside the 50. Both of them. Come home Friday night and see that. Knocked forward by Beasy. Johnson across the boundary line. It will be tossed in again.
Boundary umpires haven't traditionally been kind to Collingwood in that pocket.
You won't let it go, will you? You will not let it go.
The scars, the scars.
Yeah.
Boundary throw in.
Good evening to Piggy.
Right half forward. Beasy got a fist on it. Davis, meters in the clear. Plenty of options. Goes back towards the middle. Oh, that was very quick. Cloak to Scotland.
A good lead, Rocker.
They live to tell about it. Kicks down towards half forward. Rocker storming up the ground. Takes the mark. He's 75 metres from goal. Fraser wants it long, and why not? Well, Licuria is short. Upended by McGuire. A bit lucky, I would have thought.
Oh, Justin Murphy might wander down and ask what was the difference with the one he missed out on a couple of minutes earlier.
Get another look at it. He went for the arm. He tried to take the arm, but he might have got him high here. Oh, that's a good spoil.
That's playing.
Clever.
Andrew McKay remonstrating with the umpire. Every reason to. I would have thought blood pressure 200 over 130 when he came down and turned around and watched the umpy. Licuria oblivious to all of that. I think the blood pressure will rise even more. Goal.
Well, a little bit of luck on the side of Paul Licuria on that occasion. It's an unusual choice by Anthony Rocker. Josh Fraser was calling it long in the square. He opted to go short to a 50-50, and that's play on from where I sit. But Paul Licuria was good enough then to go back and kick from 50 through the middle. Said he couldn't kick.
2 in a row.
Talented, skilled on-baller.
So for the second week in a row, Paul Licuria puts one through from outside 50, and Collingwood head out to a 39-point lead. Here's Betheris. Tried to find McKee. We'll have another ball up. 12 and a half minutes gone, second term. Collingwood 7-5-47. Carlton 1-2-8. Ball up in the centre of the MCG. McKee gets the tap. Beaumont over the top for the Blues. Tries to get it out, but there's a nest of magpies there. One of them is Betheris. He kicks it inside 50. The race is on now. Manton versus Rocker. Manton did it well. Just a controlled kick along the ground over the line and out of bounds. We have a throw in. 48 metres out from the Collingwood goal. There's Joffa.
He could pull out the gold lame jacket right about now, I reckon.
Oh, no. Not against Carlton. 7-1 inside 50 for the quarter, Collingwood's way. Licuria around the body. The smother was from McKay. Andrew McKay picks it up. Gets the handball going to Murphy, who runs to half-back. Looks up and sees nothing.
Hit the one-on-one at least.
Absolutely nothing on. McKay had to keep running. Broke the tackle. Now he kicks inside. Something coming up here. They left it for each other. That was Lappin and McKernan. And Wakeland was able to pick it up. In the middle of the ground, it's Burns, who handballs off to O'Brien. O'Brien looks up. Lockyer is the lead. Tarkin Lockyer out in front of Camperelli. Couldn't get it, got in the back, said the umpire. And Tarkin Lockyer.
Watch for the 50.
Will take the free kick, 55 out. It was a beautiful kick of the ball, Tarkin Lockyer. Collingwood have kicked the last 5 goals of the match.
Clements just drifting down to centre half forward. He is a thumping kick. If you can get it to him.
Alan Didak lurking at centre half forward as well. Goes back to Clement.
Now he's got penetration.
Oh, gee, I don't reckon Jeff Ferring could kick it from
Oh,
there.
no, not there, but to get it deep to whoever leads to a pocket.
A good point.
They can come very wide now, Collingwood. Hurry up comes now the lead. Fraser over his head. It'll spill to Buckley. Just took a bit of a skidding bounce, a little bit of dew on the ground. It rained at about 7 o'clock tonight, so there's a little bit of top water, if you like, but throw in.
Something demoralising about winning the footy, going forward and just seeing it bounce back in your face. I mean, from a Carlton point of view.
Throw in the forward pocket. A big thump over the top was Beasy. Lappin, who was reported in the first quarter, to Houlihan. He got the handball off to Hickmott. Put the don't argue up. Spills out the Cranage. Plenty of handball going. Pickering out to Bradley. They take the ball to centre wing. Now they head to the boundary line almost as a spearing kick will give it to him. And the mark's been taken by Livingston.
He's got 3 Collingwood players ahead of him by themselves, so he has to wait for players at least to come side on.
Forward of the wing. Well weighted in more ways than one. McKernahan on his chest. McKernan rather about 60 metres from goal.
They wish.
There goes the kick. They'll compete about 5 metres out. Off the ball. It's a Collingwood free kick. Early whistle. At the back of the back, Clement.
Hickmott and Clement have been at it the whole length of the ground, and it just finally caught up with Adrian Hickmott.
Oops.
McKee, not his best effort, but Scotland made it look okay. Gathers the ball on the wing. Runs back towards the middle. Goes about 20. Pops it up towards half forward. Livingston takes the mark and could get 50. He will.
Well, probably a poor choice in the end from Scotland. He was going for Josh Fraser. Just probably squared the ball up a little bit too soon in the end, and that's a dangerous part of the footy field to square the ball. And then McGough comes in late and gives away a 50.
They did have the ball in defence of Scotland for a fair while and nobody presented. But it was a bad kick in the end, as Garry said. Livingston now has the ball. Inside 50 for one of the few times this quarter for the Blues. A bit of a push out. Umpire called play on. Cole there for Collingwood, but it spills to Lappin. The goal sneak. He has been touched on the line by big Stevie McKee.
You just saw that, Ed. You called the touch. You see when he actually got his hand to it? 3 Collingwood players are in the goal square by themselves. They push numbers back there so hard. I know it's only a snap kick away, but they've always got numbers behind the ball to lend assistance, Collingwood. And Carlton bluntly are allowing them to do it.
Inside 50s for the quarter. 8 to Collingwood, 3 to Carlton. That's the Blues' first score, and we've played nearly 17 minutes of behind. Johnson brings it out to Scotland, to Wakeland. Turnovers for the quarter clangers. Carlton 8, Collingwood 4. Make that 5 as Livingston intercepts and takes the mark at Centre wing.
Lappin by himself. Big
Plays
mark.
on immediately. McKernan, the target down there, hands to it. It's going to be a free kick again to Collingwood against Lappin for shepherding, and now 50.
He was shepherded against, and he just tried to jump over the man there, Dennis, and Lappin's saying that he was shepherded against, and he cannoned into that player.
Watch it again.
Something that Matthew Lappin is saying to the umpire, no doubt about it. I was shepherded out of the contest.
McKee short to Buckley. Sound argument too. Ricochets off the man on the mark, Bradley, and goes out of bounds at left half forward for the Magpies.
Wants 50 Buckley.
Good work from Rupert Betheris. The skipper's having a bit of an argue with the umpire. Rupert Betheris says, Bucks, get back quicker. Get off the mark quicker. Shows a little bit of leadership in his own right.
7-5, 1-3.
Gee, just imagine what would have come back if I had said that to Lee Matthews.
Beasy reaches over the top. Scotland knocks it to his own advantage. Charging in was Cole. Carlton player down. Scotland slow to get up. Betheris meantime to Cole. Yes. And it takes a lot to keep him down. Short. Burns. 60 metres out. Tarrant. Lovely finish. Good news is Hickmott on his feet.
He's too brave for his own good at times, Adrian Hickmott.
Ooh, that hurts. Yep.
He just goes when...
I think he copped that right on the forearm that's in the brace as well. Richie Cole, a hard young player.
Here's Tarrant. Trying to work it back left to right. Not enough. Scores are behind. So the margin back to 39 points.
I think he got a bit of a hip on the head as well, Ed, when he was down low, right at hip height. The dock will be all over it.
Ange Christou in the back pocket. Kicks to Lappin, who marks at half-back flank. 8th possession for Lappin to Bradley. He went on to Buckley at quarter time, as we heard from Sticks Kernahan. The kick from Eccles was a high up and under, hoping and probing. It was punched away by Clement. The ball spills for Cloak. Kicks off the ground. It'll sit for Didak. Takes it, runs straight into Beasy. His grab thrown to the ground. Too high, says the umpire. I thought it best of all up there, but there'll be a free kick to Alan Didak. Didak gets up. Runs around the opponent. He's taken forever. Got the handball to McGough. Makes a bit of space for Betheris on centre wing. He thumps it up towards the half-forward flank. 2-on-1 Rock. It was 3-on-1 in the end, but Burns stayed down. He was grabbed, thrown to the ground. This time the umpire says we'll have a bounce.
I've got to say, Ed, you got to get into your Collingwood supporters more and just say, tell them, because it's been a long time since I've seen a Carlton player reported in a match, and next time he gets the ball, the Collingwood faithful haven't booed him. And Lappin's had it a few times and they let him go. It's just not the same. They're feeling sorry for them, Ed.
I used to be one, Dermott. Of course, your career was enhanced by coming to Collingwood after being discarded from the Swans and Hawthorn match. There's a free kick going Collingwood's way. And Dennis, can you tell me what happened? Because there's a 50.
Didn't see it, Ed.
Justin Murphy, they're just losing their way, Carlton. Some undiscipline sneaking in, as well as some...
Carlton's, you're talking about stats, boys, early on. Well, I'll give you another one. Carlton have been... Hang on, listen to the umpire.
No, I wasn't.
Carlton have been the most undisciplined side in the competition, having given away the most free kicks, 290, and the most 50 penalties, 18.
Because they've got some hotheads in there that get frustrated. The Camporellis and the Murphys, when things go against them.
Nick Mansfield's given away a few this year. He's not out there tonight, though.
I'd be glad you mentioned that. Here's Fraser.
Sorry, Nick. Good bloke.
Going at his 4th. And he's missed comprehensively. That would have stung. As it is, the margin at 40 points, and Murphy coming off the ground, talking all the way.
Well, I reckon that's good. I reckon Wayne Britton needs to put his foot down and say, rightio, we might be going down here, we might be struggling, but we won't tolerate that sort of stuff. I think that sends a pretty clear message to a lot of young kids in this Carlton side.
That's a good point.
Presto drives it towards the outer side, hangs a long time in the air. Fraser tapped it down, lapping away, needs to be quick. Didak got him. How will they call it? Prior opportunity, holding the ball. Didak gets the free. Would have enjoyed that. The crowd certainly did. The Collingwood fans amongst them. So Didak, midway between the wing and half forward, just loops it over the top. Johnson released into space. That's ambitious, but Lockyer made it look okay.
Nice touch. Like a leading forward this quarter. Target Lockyer starting from very deep in the forward line. It's on.
Burns, hard running. He's marked about 35 metres out, 45-degree angle.
In the middle of 3 Carlton players, Dermott. They just switched off on that occasion.
Well, Carlton midfield's rattled now. I mean, they've had their 3rd man on Buckley. And they've got Burns still playing in the midfield, Collingwood, and they just really, it looks like they're running around not really knowing who they're playing on at the moment. Apart from that man who's got Buckley, has tightened up on him somewhat.
Burns from just inside the 50. So they're squandering their chances. But certainly in total control at the moment. The margin 41 points. Scott Burns trying to get back to a grand final. He played in Norwood's losing team in 1993 in South Australia. Up the middle, Eccles to Plunkett. Runs hard towards midfield. Not his best effort. Awkward, O'Keefe in trouble. Got a hand pass away. Plunkett likewise. Shrugs a tackle. McKay, Beaumont. Hand passes towards half forward. Cloak tapped it down. Beasy grabs it. Throws it on the boot. It floats inside the 50. Coming hard down there was Livingston. The crumb falls to Cole. The dangerous pass for the Magpies. They work it away. Scotland towards half forward. Lockyer couldn't complete the mark. That was brilliant. Oh, you are kidding.
He was blindsided, the umpire, and that's all we can say for him. He just has to make the assumption.
Fitting that Burns got it. That was red hot.
15 scoring shots to 4 in the game so far.
There's the loose man. Takes the mark uncontested.
Collingwood's last 4 scores have been behinds this quarter. Lucuria on centre wing.
Get it again here.
10th touch coming up for Paul Lucuria. Approaching 3 minutes left in the quarter. He kicks to the forward 50. It was an ordinary kick. And the mark has been taken by Beaumont. Collingwood have only kicked 2 goals for the quarter. Have had an awful lot of the play for that result.
Yeah, Carlton have just put the shutters up now, Ed. They've got 16 men defensively on their side of the ground, and they just don't want to get blown off the face of the map here. They're not going to win it doing this, but
2 goals, 3 to a point this quarter, Collingwood's way. Manton just outside the defensive 50. Beautiful play by Giacomo, just on the ground. Buckley has got away at half forward. Now Tarrant leads at centre half forward. Presti's kick will need to be a good one. Over the top of the pack it goes. In goes Burns for Collingwood. Christou locks it up. And we'll have a bounce at half forward flank. Disposals for the quarter, 63 Collingwood, 60 to Carlton. And Anthony Rocker has a spell.
But disposals inside 50. Carlton have had 3 touches inside their 50. Collingwood have had 26.
Ball up at half forward flank. It was an ordinary bounce. McKee went up, got the handball back to Adkins, to McGough. Left foot kick around the body was a beauty. Lockyer took the mark.
he played from the goal square. He was the definitive full forward at that bounce down on half forward flank.
Just happy to take Camperelli to the goal square, aren't they,
Absolutely.
And you can see why, with that spoiling attempt from Camperelli, why you would take him to the goal square.
So Tarkin Lockyer lining up. Magpies by 41 points inside minute 45. He goes short just the 15 to Mark McGough.
I don't know if he's much of a better goal, Ed. This kid's really good at attracting the ball, but kicking it, we'll see how he goes.
Smart play.
Thank you, Dermott. McGough kicks the goal.
He's just got a good footy brain, Mark McGough. While we were debating about whether he'd get the distance or not, he may have been thinking along the same lines.
Snuck every inch.
Well, you watch, as soon as here's a mark.
That's from the goal square.
Got Camperelli dead set. He was asleep.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the starting point? And then that spoiling attempt. It's just not desperate enough. Ends up in the hands of McGough. Watch this. He's pointing at the mark. Realises there's no one on it. Runs forward. They just switched right off.
Yeah. So Collingwood have got the last 6 goals. Commanding lead now. 8-8. Players 1-3.
Lockyer starting from the goal square again. Dennis.
Kerner knocked it down. Bradley. Close quarters to Fletcher. Too hot for him to handle. Trying to charge his way through Franchina. Got it to Cranage. Kicks inside the 50, but under real pressure. Cloak goes back. Takes the mark then. Plays to the opposite side of the ground. Wakeland into space. They're doing much as they like. Scotland's away. Runs through the wing. Probing kick towards half forward. Oh, wonderful catch.
Lost his boot.
Yes. Tarrant.
Left boot too.
What will he do? Tarrant 60 metres out from goal. This will be an out-of-boot experience. No, the umpire saying that He can replace the boot. Fair enough too. Play had stopped. So he's about 60 metres out. He'll kick from 65. And where will he go with it? That was a wonderful mark, body to body with his marker.
Last few times they've been patient, been able to pick off a target.
Centering kick from behind. McKernan in front. Prestigiacomo. Well, the big man knows his lesson already. Well learned. It should have been a punch.
And again, another marking contest that from behind Dermott, no fist, no big fist coming in there.
Well, Corey got a fair bit of that, but you watch Corey's hands first. And yeah, well, you pay the man in front, and Presti's lining up for his third goal in his career, I believe.
No trouble at all. Practice makes perfect. 106 games, 3 goals.
Well, you pack up if you're a Carlton supporter now that Presti's slotting them. No disrespect to young Simon Presti.
No, I know what you mean.
But really, the last 10 minutes has been the most disappointing thing. They are outclassed, no doubt about it. They're undermanned. But it's been a couple of Carlton defenders that just switched off when there was a short pass on. It was Camperelli that wasn't concentrating on Lockyer in the goal square and then not spoiling hard enough, and then the non-punch from behind there. So the last 10 minutes have been the most disappointing thing from a Carlton point of view.
We'll just have a bounce here, and that'll do it with 4 seconds to go. Collingwood by 53 points. The centre clearances have been 11-6 the Magpies' way. And there's the siren to end the first half at the MCG. The Collingwood cheer squad are very happy with what they see. Mick Malthouse will go down and impress upon his charges. A big second half is required. Collingwood 9-8-62. Lead Carlton 1-3-9 by 53 points. Collingwood leading by 53 points, their third biggest margin ever over Carlton. Let's go down to Tony Jones and the dock, boundary side.
Eddie, I haven't seen too many wooden spoons in the crowd tonight, but I can tell you the Carlton players were given a hellish time as they left the ground at half-time over on the southern stand side of the ground. There were quite a few wooden spoons being waved in their faces there. And just to add insult to injury to Carlton supporters tonight, in the Little League, Collingwood kicked 5 goals straight to the Blues' zip.
Plenty of wooden spoons behind me for getting waved at the crowd too tonight.
Trying to smack you, I think.
No, it's right. Adrian Hickmon sat out the last 10 minutes of the second quarter after taking a bit of a smack to the head himself. Cleared up pretty well, so I expect Hickmon to be back out there. Otherwise, both teams travelling well on the injury front.
Yep, we're just seeing Hickmock's injury there with Richie Cole going through pretty hard. Third quarters in 2002. Collingwood have won 14 of 17. Carlton 6 of 17. Before we go to Dennis Cometti, Garry, Lyon and Dermott, Brereton, you've had a good look at the stats. You've had a look at the first half. What can we do as far as Carlton is concerned in this second half of football? Well,
I wouldn't care, Dermott, if Carlton went down by 20 goals. I just think they deserve the right to be able to compete one-on-one inside their forward line. Now, they are undermanned, and I know, and they're getting belted, but there is nothing more demoralising than finally winning the footy through the midfield or through half-back, belting it in there and seeing Collingwood outnumber them on their forward line 3-2 or 3-1. I'd say give them a one-on-one chance. Have 6 forwards against 6 backs and then see what happens. Otherwise, they'll end up with 2 goals, 6 for the game.
Yeah, ditto. Regardless of how many defenders Collingwood push back, I think that Carlton just have to play man-on-man no matter where they are on the field. They're not going to win the game tonight. They've got to find out which one of these kids can play against a direct opponent.
No good leaving, say, someone like Jason Cloke to float around and do what he wants across half-back. I mean, put an opponent on him and say, OK, let's man up here.
Well, that's a plus for the Blues because it looks like Anthony Rocker's made his way to the bench. Didn't seem to be niggled by any troublesome sore spots in the first half, although didn't get a whole heap of it. He had 4 possessions, 2 marks in the first half. There's Jason Cloke, and he gets the roll down back normally of just floating, and he does it pretty well too for a first-year player.
Well, I think he's got an opponent, so that's a start. They got 7 on 6, no, 6 on 6, so that is a start.
Carlton 1-3, their lowest half-time score against Collingwood since 1903. Start of the second half. McKernan goes up and directs it down. Bradley taken high. He'll get the free kick. 62 plays 9. Friday night football for the MCG. Bradley, first kick of the second half. Scoots away, kicks down towards half forward. Best position, Cloke, knocked it forward. Lockyer got it away nicely. And they work it through Atkins, forward of the wing. Prestigiacomo.
Hard run.
Spots a man deep as it got the carry well and truly. Didak about 55 metres from goal then. And Collingwood Once again, the stat they've dominated will go inside their 50.
Fraser looms as the danger man here because it's going to be a long ball, you'd think.
I think they're all danger men at this stage. Short towards the pocket. Burns full-chested. Hand passes to Fraser. You were right. Check side. Kicks the goal. 4 goals to Josh Fraser. Derm, you're a genius.
Yeah, got the right man. Different modus operandi to the one I thought was going to take place, though. But, yeah, look, even that, I mean, that's not smart play because 3 Carlton players have gone to the 1 Collingwood leading forward, leaving somebody direct out the back, being Fraser. And Joffa's gone for the gold, Lame, already. It is the 1.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. And we you see, he attracted 3 opponents there.
Well, Trent
there
Houghton,
he is.
There's big Joffa. Trent Houghton guessed, as a defender, he just guessed that maybe there'd be a fumble and continued on following the play instead of staying with his man, Josh Fraser, until the contest had been decided. I mean, there's some fundamentals here that aren't being adhered to.
Collingwood have kicked the last 8 goals of the game. Atkins out of the centre for Collingwood towards Burns. It was caught high from Ange Christie, will take the free kick just inside centre half forward.
He's been valuable for them this year, Scotty Burns. He does give them raw grunt in the middle of the ground. He's not the hardest running midfielder.
Still some space down here for Tarrant. They've worked it pretty well.
Burns goes looking for Tarrant and finds him on the lead. Couldn't quite hold the mark, though. 3 Carlton players dive on top. Will have a bounce.
We have made that bloke a star.
Subtlety, not the strong point of Joffa, I suggest.
Good on him. Look, they've taken some punishment over the last decade, the Collingwood supporters. They deserve to have a go now.
Plenty of it's been dished out by Carlton. Don't worry about that.
No problem with that.
The ball comes out from Burns. Finally, it ends up with Bradley. Bradley. It's an early crow, though.
Nothing wrong with it.
At the back, Wakeland shrugs the tackle. Handballs out wide to McKee. Cranage applies the tackle. Back inside McKee to McGough. McGough into the centre of the ground. A high floating ball. Over the top was Eccles, but here's a chance for Licuria. He gets it on. Umpire's called advantage. The ball goes forward and Tarrant takes the mark from Lockyer.
He's actually stuck to the task, Ed, young Wiggins. He's done as well as he could. He's been pretty game, but this man on screen, Chris Tarrant, he's an awesome talent. And when it comes down like that, Gaz,
Well, he's kept him goalless, Derm. He's had some opportunities, Chris Tarrant. He missed 1 or 2 shots. But I'm with you. I think Wiggins has stuck at it pretty well.
Has kicked 2 behinds for the night. Chris Tarrant is lining up from about 35 metres out directly in front. You be the goal umpire on this one. And Chris Tarrant puts through his first Collingwood second of the quarter. And 4 minutes in, the Magpies draw well away. 65 points the margin as Tarrant gets his first.
can't think of a one-on-one contest, Gaz, that Carlton have won for the last hour of footy.
Again, as you look here, it starts from half-back.
Get mauled here.
They are getting smashed there. They've got to spread themselves out the Carlton forward line and try and make a bit of room down there. So when the ball goes in, at least get it on the ground and maybe fight for it at ground level.
Well, who knows? This could be a coach killer. 11-8-1-3. Early going 3rd term. McKernan headed it down to Plunkett. Murphy alongside the centre circle. Kicks well inside the 50. Pickering came hard. Didn't hang on. Slow to get up to. Cloak did well. Stifled a hand pass and they bring it away.
Pickmott down again.
McKernan out of side. Pickering seems to be okay. McKernan goes wide, but Theoris came hard. Thumped it towards the line. And now it's out.
He was fantastic the way he charged at this. And watch Hickmott.
It's a good jump, isn't it?
Really came hard. Playing on the forward line tonight, Livingston. And most of his football since coming in at full back. Bradley taken down. Scotland crawls after it, whistle, and the ball up.
Ball up at half-forward flank now for Carlton. Joffa having his usual conversation at this stage of proceedings. No sense of humour there. The Blue Boys not happy.
Let him
on or
go.
off the ground. As long as Joffa's not waving it around at anybody's scone, it should be okay. Off the ground goes McGough. Plunkett for Carlton, close to the boundary line. Over the line now to bounce. We'll have a throw in again between centre wing and half-forward flank for the Carlton side. Collingwood lead by 65 points. Throw in. McKernan and McKee. It was an ordinary throw-in by the boundary umpire. Buckley, just a kick went straight up in the air. Murphy thumped it away. Pickering trying to grab it. Burns for Collingwood head over the ball as always. Good play by Camporelli. Flicks it out the back to Murphy. Trips over. Now under pressure. Handball's out wide looking for Camporelli. Camporelli and Lucuria. Good play by Camporelli. Tries to drag the ball back. Did it well. Greenwich couldn't hold the ball. Cole crashed through the pack. He's grabbed. Will have a bounce just inside the Carlton 50.
Once again, Lucuria's done a fantastic job tonight. Camporelli, that was only his 8th possession.
Doesn't miss too often. Paul Lucuria having a fantastic year.
Bounce right on the 50. Beaumont took it cleanly, in trouble, tries to get it out. It's not coming out, and the bounce just outside the 50.
Or Spoons.
They're enjoying this, are they?
I reckon it's fantastic.
They're old rivals. Hasn't happened before in Carlton's case. Scotland. Buckley. Nicely worked. Clement, forward of half back. Sends play down towards half forward. Howell had set. Prestigiacomo worked off the line of it nicely by Manton. Manton over the football. Slaps it wider still. Socket off the deck with Theoris. Ricochets off Christou. Now a chance for Burns going nowhere. Manton's over the football. Christou came again. Did well. Got it out to the voice supplied by Bradley. Bradley meters in the clear. Gets it up towards half forward. Coming across is Wakeland. Can't keep it in. Boundary throw in. Just over 14.5 minutes till three-quarter time. Lopsided affair.
Eyes up in front.
Playing for the Peter McCallum Cup tonight. Funds being raised throughout the evening for the Cancer Hospital, the only designated cancer hospital in Australia. Beautiful tap from McKee to McGough to Atkins.
Oh, good penetration.
Atkins kick up to the forward 50 over the head of Prestigiacomo and over the line and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in inside the Collingwood 50. Tony Jones.
Alex Cheselenko celebrating his 57th birthday today, Ed. Fortunately, he's not spoiling the night by spending it here.
Thanks, Tony.
Morelli going to the interchange bench, so another scalp for Paul Lucuria. Justin Murphy running with Nathan Buckley now.
Third opponent.
Jez's godson, Nick Davis, not playing tonight. Davis. Fraser, it was out of the pack. Tries to knock it back. Here's Plunkett for Carlton, heading to the boundary line. Pickering, one-handed. Happy to take it to the line. We'll have another throw in. 55 metres out from the Collingwood goal. We've played nearly 8.5 minutes in the third term. Collingwood have kicked the only 2 goals of the quarter to lead by 65 points.
Taking them 8 minutes to do it, but Collingwood 50 metres behind play now have already manufactured that loose man in defence.
McKernan from behind did it well. Got the handball away. Certainly playing a good game, McKernan, in his 200th match. So too that man, Buckley, underneath the ball, does the hard stuff, knocks it out. Here's Murphy. He's grabbed by 2 Collingwood players. Burns had the last tackle. Buckley gets it back. Burns, well, he gets rewarded for his hard work. To Johnson, who's kicked 2 behinds. He lines it up. He's kicked 3 behinds.
Tough to win a game, Gary, when you've got a man behind the play against you, and even notwithstanding that, you should have more players at the ball, but they're still mauling you where the ball is. And that's what Collingwood are doing.
Even tougher doing when your forward 6 is Greenwich, Pickering, Livingston, Fletcher, Hickmott, Beaumont. I mean, there's young kids there.
Johnson, by the way, has kicked no goals, 7 behinds for the season.
Here's Cloak, runs to the 50. It's virtually target practice at the moment. Hasn't got the carry, not quite. Tarrant had it knocked away by Manton and across the line.
Well, the old man wouldn't have been happy with that. Big Clarkey would have loved to have ran one through from there on the run. Didn't happen all that much in his career.
Houghton. Left half back. Carlton simply going through the motions at the moment. High ball. McKay did very well in a tight situation twice. Houlihan, a fumble. Still he goes. Soccer's off the ground and simply not good enough, you'd suggest. Twice.
Twice, indeed, Dennis. It's not good enough. It's what happens when you get into this situation. It seeps throughout the whole side. Your confidence is gone. Craig Bradley has a word to Houlihan, which is important.
Yes.
McKee being held on to, as you saw. Adkins looking for a free kick. In goes McGough, held to him. And a bounce. So a long way to go in this one. Tough for the players, tough for everybody, simply because it's decided. 76-9. Dismal performance by the Blues. McKernan and McKee. McKee reaches over the top. Fletcher's got the run of it. Dragged down. Will advantage be paid? Well, Murphy under some degree of pressure kicks inside the 50, getting a hand to it. Hickmott coming up was Livingston. Hickmott did well. Cranage, nice work. Beaumont, a lot of pressure on this kick as he goes for their second goal, and he's missed.
Oh, well, they would be internally hemorrhaging at the moment, Carlton, because Collingwood's cheer squad behind the goals actually applauded a score then by the Blues. That is rubbing salt into it.
Buckley from full back. Nice clearing kick to Clement. Handball out wide to Wakeland. Looks up. High left foot floater. Hard to mark this one. No one does. At the fall of the ball, it's Houghton. He's grabbed by Didak. Umpire says he threw the ball and it'll come back to Alan Didak.
He left Josh Fraser to come out and meet that ball, so he's done pretty well there.
Didak has the ball on half-forward flank. Freeze, 13 to Collingwood, 12 to Carlton.
Yeah, that's a throw. He just coughed it up in the heat.
Fraser lurking at full forward for Collingwood. Didak with a beautiful thumping kick. He puts it up into the spot. Fraser from behind. Didn't fly in the end. Staying on his feet was Tarrant. Ball knocked close to the boundary line. Here's a chance for Loney, the left footer. Tries to dribble it along the ground. And Houghton rushes it through for another behind. So the Magpies have kicked 2 goals, 3 for the quarter to Carlton's 1 behind.
This will tell a story how hard Carlton are prepared to work. If they just go for a short little dinky kick, you know, 15, 20 metres, it means no one's really running. They're just looking to skunk a little kick, easy kick close to the goal. But if they move, at least they're prepared to give something.
Bristow clears the 50 with the Magpies leading by 67 points. Bradley over the top of the ball, ducks his head. Umpire called play on, he's let it go. Here's a chance now for Lucuria for Collingwood, tight on the boundary line, the left foot snap is a beauty, and Paul Lucuria kicks his second, and the Magpies by 73 points.
And having said that, Gaz, if they just bomb it outside 50, if there's no, what I was saying is if there's no movement to the kick, the long kick, it's going to come back as quickly as you kick it out there.
Oh, it's ugly, Derm, I've got to say. We saw a marking contest inside Collingwood's 50. 3 Carlton players went at it and missed it.
Yeah.
Missed the ball. And eventually Paul Lucuria, who is having another very good night. He's got Camperelli sitting on the interchange bench. He's racked up 12 touches and kicked a couple of goals. Little Joffa. That's mini Joffa, mini me. They're breeding out there. They are excited.
No, they're not allowed to.
Hey.
Carlton's only goal came at the 9:40-minute mark of the opening term. There's Atkins, gets a hand pass away. Camperelli did well, intercepted. 1-2 with Murphy, pops it out to the wing, and Fletcher.
I don't think Carlton have taken a mark tonight when the ball's actually gone through the air more than about 45 metres.
Fletcher,
Here we go.
a centering kick. Cloak came hard, got a first on it. McKee did well. Didak, Cloak runs on. Buckley in the space on the wing. More problems for the Blues. Then kicks inside the 50. Tarrant leads back, close to the boundary line. Running out of space, jams it on the boot, out of bounds on the full.
I'm still fascinated. Carlton had a couple of touches inside their forward 50 earlier. They've had 6 for the game, which I think, is that not a fascinating stat? 6 times they've had possession inside their forward 50. No wonder they've only got a goal on the board.
Well, they've had 5 scoring shots, so you'd assume 5 of those 6 times they've got a shot on goals.
Christo to Houghton, deep in his own defensive area. Back to Christo, runs it up to the 50 once a while, kicks under pressure as a result, out towards the wing. Johnson in front, earns the free kick, and now it will be 50, will it? No. The umpire showing some compassion there. Lappin already on report. Johnson plays on quickly, down towards the attacking 50. Buckley left it behind. Murphy, tackle. How did he get rid of that? Prestigia Cometti, Scotland. High up and under, it floats about 30 metres. The Blues queue up. Well, they're working on their blooper tape now. That ball's out of bounds. One Blue punched it away from another.
Top 5 disposal getters on the ground. Nathan Buckley's got 20. I feel sorry for Nathan Buckley a little bit, because the only thing you can do as a Blues player to get some credence, some accolade, is beat Nathan Buckley for a quarter here tonight.
Branchena at the back as Rocker comes on for McKee, and Rocker flies high, couldn't quite hold the mark. Cole, who's been good tonight, back to Lockyer, who's been exceptional tonight. This time though it's Beaumont, whose kick comes straight back at him as Wakeman takes the mark. Inside 50s, 10 to Collingwood, 4 for this turn. To Cole,
I'll tell you what, everyone knows the game that Mick Malthouse plays. He gets that number behind the line and he gets extra men in defence. And every time somebody tries to thwart it, he just massages his line up until he gets it again, Gary. He's coaching well this season. Not that he hasn't always.
No,
Yep.
I think clubs are just, I don't know how hard they work at that, because it is such an effective tool for the prize.
Rocker's loped down. He's just snuck down and up he goes. Flew for the impossible mark. Got into the back of his Carlton opponent. Yep, free kick to McKernan. Buckley's 21 disposals, 5 marks, 7 inside 50s for the game so far for the Collingwood champion in game number 200. Carlton, in the meantime, through Franchina, have the ball in the back pocket. They take it to half-back flank. Loney gets across for Collingwood, punches it away from Fletcher. It sits nicely for Atkins to Scotland. The young players who have just come through at Collingwood the last couple of years. To Rocker, to Wakeland under a bit of pressure, but he runs away from Houlihan. There was no pressure in the end at all. The kick might go through. This could be the ultimate. Well, it doesn't matter. Fraser kicks goal number 5 off the ground.
Well, we will just continue to see goals get invented, or become invented, or be invented, rather.
The unfortunate thing is, Gary, that Carlton, by the fact that they're getting pasted up so much, you know, they're not putting anyone forward of the ball. They're prepared to play their game in their own defensive half. So the ball's within scoring distance, within 2-shot scoring distance at any stage of this game.
They conceded the ball across half forward at the minute. Well, I'm not sure what Corey McKernan was doing on that particular occasion. Just had a flashback to his early season form and misjudged it. 5 for Fraser.
Margin out to 79 points then. Buckley swoops, tackled by Plunkett, stolen by Cranage. Christou, forward of half-back. High ball down towards half-forward. Hickmott works hard against Clement. Clement stayed on his feet, close to the boundary line. That was his intention. Reasonably happy with that. Boundary throw in, just over 8 minutes till 3/4 time. Still riding his men. Michael Malthouse looking very animated. Terrific lead. They've played some good football tonight, Collingwood, too. The opposition hasn't been too flash, though. Camporelli gets a free kick about 60 metres out. They wanted advantage, but Collingwood and most of the Carlton players had stopped. So Camporelli, who made his debut against Collingwood, round 1, 1995. A game Carlton won in front of 86,000.
Got to go to Corey. If they're all popular, overly populated up there, you've got to go to the tall. Well done. Good lead.
Lappin takes the mark. Deep in the pocket. Will line up at Carlton second. As I mentioned, their first goal came midway through the opening term. In fact, their only goal is going at their second right here. 13-11 to 1-4. A drubbing of memorable proportions.
Well, the Magpies have kicked 11 goals in a row, so this to arrest a huge run.
Lappin roundly booed. Puts the in-swinger to the opposite pocket, and it bounces out of bounds. It'll be tossed in, and the crowd enjoying that one.
Well,
huge rivalry. Yeah, huge rivalry here tonight, Gary. And some would say Carlton have come here with only 1 goal in mind.
What was that?
They've got it.
1-4-10 to 13-11-89.
Beautifully said.
Thank you. Ball up. 30 metres out from the Carlton goal. We've played 19.5 minutes in this, the third term. Collingwood by 79 points. Rocker does the ruck work for Collingwood. Hickmott tries to crash through. It could be a goal. Oh, it hits the post. So bad luck there for Carlton. The step came out of the pack was Camporelli. And Carlton moved to 1-5-11. Collingwood 13-11-89. As we approach 20 minutes into the third term. Buckley plays on straight away for the Magpies. A beautiful kick out to Ryan Loney. Brings the ball inside to Clement. Well, that's dropping the ball. Or holding the ball. Push in the back.
Clumsy application there.
Clement to Cole. Cole was good enough to get it from behind his body over to Loney. Loney's kicked to half forward. Prestigiacomo playing at centre half forward instead of Rocker at the moment. Does it beautifully. Gets it over to Tarkin Lockyer. Knocked forward again by Loney. Here's a chance for Johnson under pressure. Cranage for Carlton. Did it well. Knocks it up, but it's only black and white stripes. Atkins' kick was a shocker. Picked off by Houghton. Houghton goes wide and Lappin marks it. Half-back flank for Carlton. There's the booze you asked for, Dermott.
Trying to find a target now.
Took a half.
Lappin being reported in the first quarter for striking. Betheris also reported for Collingwood for striking.
Hard to boo when you're laughing. Yeah.
Chalkle. Eccles on the outer side. Untidy kick. Beaumont sold into trouble. They came at him from both sides there. Ball locked up.
It's
Then
disheartening.
goes Cloak.
I tell you what
Disheartening,
is
does
sad,
it? Go
Dan,
on.
Craig Bradley's final, well, I don't know for sure, but if this is his final year, what a way to go out for one of the greatest players this game's seen.
Well, Beaumont's a seriously good player, and the fact that is that, you know, they're good players in Carlton who are still there, not injured. Got no real support around them at the moment, and they've been dragged down to a pretty ordinary level themselves.
Fraser knocked it down. Camporelli in front, close to the boundary line. Buckley. Plenty of time. Buckley swings around, kicks towards half forward. Scotland on the lead, but getting in across on the angle in front of him. Prestigiacomo. He was paid. Johnson kicks down inside the 50. Coming up the ground, Tarrant. Diller running hard from all directions.
Sorry, Dennis. He did all his body work about 8 metres back from where he eventually marked it. He just pushed Wiggins off the line on the lead. Wiggins did well manfully to stay with him. Watch here. Oh, just a fraction a second ago before that. He did all the pushing and shoving there and actually marks the ball with no body contact on him.
He's kicked one tonight. Chris Tarrant. Probability high. The execution not so good. Behind.
Tarrant, well, he's going to be so important for Collingwood come September, no doubt about that. So these next 4 weeks or so, for him to get a couple of bags under his belt would be critically important. And when the weather finds up, well, there's nothing wrong with tonight, of course, but you could see him having a big September, Chris Tarrant.
1 goal 3 for Chris Tarrant tonight. He's got over that hip injury, and I think the pleasing thing for all Collingwood supporters tonight is to see the way he's running hard at the ball and turning
Leading
and twisting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If he can string a couple together, that'd be great.
Still not at top pace.
Inside 50s for the game. 43 to Collingwood, 19 to Carlton. They've got another chance here through McKay on centre wing. They go short, and the mark has been taken by Cranage. He goes out wide to Houlihan. Lurking, he gets it inside the 50. Lappin's the man. Just the 15 required, and Lappin takes the mark.
Good touch there by Houlihan, and that's what we said. We've got no problems with the way Houlihan plays when he's got the ball, and he's got that little moment of time to sum it up. It's a good touch, good skills.
Beautiful finesse there. So Lappin, who had a shot before and couldn't hit the target, has the chance to kick Carlton's second goal of the night. He comes in, he gives it a good thump, it bends back, it wants to come back, not enough though, and it hits the post. Their second poster of the quarter.
4th mark inside 50 for the Blues, and 18 up the other end for the Maggies.
Lucuria across half back. Telling kick towards the outer side wing. Didak running out of space. Bradley trying to shield the ball. Atkins in trouble. He's camped over it, grimacing as he's taken down, and a bounce just inside the boundary line. 3.5 minutes till 3/4 time. 90 plays 12. The margin was 53 at the major break. Looks pretty gloomy in there.
Gone inside their forward 50, Carlton, only on 19 occasions. That would just about be a season low if they stay on that average.
Beasy knocked it down. O'Brien throws it on the boot. Reaching over the top, Christou. Loney with the recovery. Nicely done. Deft hands. Davis.
That's a free.
Advantage will be paid. Scotland. Lucuria. And the umpire, that's good umpiring. Lucuria, a natural left footer, was running to his right, and the umpire, I think, summed it up pretty well.
Ooh, give me a lot of credit.
Should be playing for Carlton. Goes down towards the pocket, and Tarrant takes the mark again, so he's getting some practice.
Well done by Josh Fraser. He ran down to the goal square, and he didn't really do much. Watch here, watch Josh Fraser come into screen and just shepherd off Wiggins. Just turns his back on, doesn't throw out big arms or anything like that, and Houghton can't make the swap quick enough. Well done, Josh Fraser. Good team play.
8 marks tonight then for Chris Tarrant. That's better. Straight through the middle. Embarrassing.
Have we actually let Carlton off the hook? I mean, we're sort of having a laugh about it now. And they have played 39 players this year. You get 38 on a list. They brought a couple up from the rookies. Have we actually let them off the hook now because we're not really saying how bad they're going?
Yes, Dermott, I think we have, because I think we've all played the game and we feel for these players out there who are would be as low as you could possibly get in a footy season, and we've probably spared him a bit, but maybe we are not doing many favours.
Chris Tarrant kicks his second. Collingwood by 84 points. We've still got 2 minutes left in the third term. Carlton go forward, up to the forward 50. McKernan slaps it back. Cloak for Collingwood goes off the ground, up to centre wing position. Crashing through is Beasy. Left foot kick around the body to McKernan, who takes the mark. He handballs off straight away. Here's a chance now for Eccles. Gets it across to Bradley. Bradley's centering kick is a good one, and the mark has been taken by Beaumont. So Beaumont is a thumping left foot kick. He decides to go short, and it's on just the 15, and the mark has been taken by Simon Fletcher, who's kicked 3 goals for season 2002. Has the chance to kick Carlton's second goal of the match, and we've played 26.5 minutes into the third term.
Turned in a pretty sad performance tonight, Simon Fletcher, only the 4 possessions.
He wouldn't be Robinson Crusoe, though, would he, Derm? I mean, 1 goal, it is staggering at this stage of the game.
This for Carlton's second. He comes in, staggering approach, gives it a good kick. And Fletcher has kicked Carlton's first goal since the 9.5-minute mark of the first term.
Well, Simon Fletcher's one of those players who's been around for a little while now and strung a few games together, and he just hasn't been able to make the necessary mark. I saw him play probably his best game. I think it was against Geelong in that thrilling match with Peter Riccardi, but I don't know whether he would be one of those players who will come under pressure. There's going to be a lot of them, Dermott, at the end of the
69
season.
69 games to Fletcher now. This is his 69th. Yeah, it's enough to be a hardcore senior player.
Magpies by 78 points. Just out from three-quarter time. Beasy opposed to Rocker. Rocker got it down Eccles and into a dead end. So too Atkins. And a secondary bounce alongside the centre circle. Margin 53 points at half-time, 27 at quarter-time. It's been Collingwood all night long. Rocker slaps it down. Camporelli put the body on the line. Buckley stole the footy, kicks inside the 50. Runs loose at the back. Wiggins falling to the ground untidy as a result. Murphy couldn't control it. Davis could. Slips away, snaps, and bounces through a goal.
Look out.
Wonderful, quicksilver stuff. Leon Davis gets his first.
Well, you take your hat off to Wiggins initially, Derm, because he left Tarrant in the goal square and attacked the footy with a fair bit of intent and smashed through.
Dug the Spurs in, didn't he?
Exactly, and then they just couldn't hang on to Leon Davis. He was just in and out. He hasn't had a great night, Leon. Hasn't had much of the footy and just his first goal, but I tell you what, when they all click together, the Collingwood forward line, they've got the opportunity to kick a pretty big total.
The only thing Wiggins did wrong, he got it, and then he tried a blind turn or spin through the tackle. What he's got to do is get it and think, right, it's got to go as far away from me as possible because my man is still 20 behind me by himself.
With 42 seconds to go in the third term, it's Collingwood by 84 points. Bradley tackled by Didak. McGough over the top to Buckley to Lacuria. The Magpie team on the march again here as Atkins takes the mark.
Great to see this bloke playing some footy.
Fraser just lurks. As Dermott said, Fraser sits from behind, gets to the front, couldn't hold the mark. They're front and square everywhere, the black and white Collingwood players, but it spills out the back. Eccles gets the handball going. Trenage to Murphy, who marks at centre half back. It's going to be three-quarter time. 5 seconds left in the quarter, and Collingwood lead by 84 points on the siren.
That was their best run forward for the game, too. The delivery inside 50 was spot on. They had a couple of leading targets. Only one problem. The siren had gone.
Yeah, Collingwood, the siren had gone. Gaz, we just mentioned it before. I mean, your average league player's on $120,000 a hit.
160 these days.
160 it's up to. That's the average one. As Wayne Britton comes down, and there are people out there scraping a few bob together in their day in, day out jobs, and they would not be happy with the way Carlton are having a dip at it tonight.
We'll take a break. It was Collingwood by 27 points at quarter time, by 53 at the half, and at the final break, the Magpies lead by 84 points, and the Army's happy.
Well, Gavin Brown, did you think that you would ever see a Carlton team kept to 2 goals by three-quarter time?
No, to be honest, not really. I methink, it doesn't matter where both sides are on the ladder. It's always been a pretty close game. So, at this stage, it's a good result for us at the moment.
What do you do in this situation? You've got the game won. Does Mick rest a few, does he?
Look, if the opportunity presents itself, if a few blokes are sore, we might. But otherwise, full steam ahead, really.
All right, good on you, Gav.
Thanks there, Gavin Brown with Tony Jones. Boys?
Yeah, so I'm a bit lost. I mean, you don't want to say it, but this puts the heat right fairly and squarely on Wayne Brereton again and the coaching staff, Dermott, because there's no other way around it.
Margin 84 points, start of the final term. Friday night football. Buckley thumped it forward. McKay kicks down towards half forward. Loney comes across on the angle, sliding in there, Lappin digs it out. O'Keefe, his hand pass forward went about 2 metres. Beaumont wrestled down, whistle, and it's holding the ball, is it?
You're dragging it straight in, okay?
Heard the explanation.
Let him up now, let him up. Come on.
I think they've got to give something here, Carlton, because there'll be some players out there on the deck at the moment who will be playing for their footballing futures in this next 30 minutes.
Ooh, I reckon a lot of them have been decided, Derm.
Yeah, perhaps.
Clement up towards the wing. Rocker almost. Houghton gets behind the pack, gathers the crumb, goes to Bradley. Off a step. High ball down towards half forward then. Charging in. Beaumont juggled attempt at the mark and they'll pay it. Strong, good aggressive running by Beaumont. Wanted that football most.
But Corey one out if he can get to it now.
McKernan launches himself. Bounce back off the head of an opponent, Johnson. McKernan turns around and misses. He whiffs.
Beautifully summed up. He's tried it hard, Corey McKernan. He has not been the worst by a long shot. He's kept having a go at it. We've got a blood rule here. It looks like Stephen McKee coming off the blood rule. Dermot, I guess in this situation, one of the things is Collingwood have got this Carlton team as shot as any team I've seen for a long time.
Yep.
And what happens between the ears of these footballers? Collingwood, if they put the foot down, this could be one massive big victory, but something sometimes happens though, doesn't it? Like you just take the foot off a bit.
Yeah, they could also put some mental scars on the Carlton boys for several years to come. Go either way.
McGuire has the ball on defensive 50, kicks along the wing. Good kick that one too, up towards Lucuria. Good pressure from behind, came from Camporelli, around the body. Collingwood front and back, the bounce beats them all, but Loney's the last man there. He picks it up on defensive 50, handballs into McGuire. McGuire concedes some ground to Cole. Cole grabbed and dispossessed by this man Beaumont, who has not stopped trying. It comes out to Livingston. Livingston over the top. But it's picked off again by the Collingwood defence. Patheris to Johnson under pressure, takes it to the boundary line for a throw in.
What I was trying to get at in a clumsy way was so often we see some late goals just to save a little bit of face. It might be 5 goals to 2 Carlton's won in the last quarter, which means nothing.
Whatever.
Apart from Collingwood just sort of taking the foot off. So, yeah. I mean, they got a chance to absolutely smash the side here.
That man Beaumont again has had a real go, certainly has lifted in this last term. Umpire leaves it go, up gets McGough. Umpire says we'll have another bounce. McGough just stretches out the calf.
There'd be no doubt. I mean, one of the micro goals that Wayne Brereton would have given them is just try and win this quarter. See if Collingwood take their foot off the pedal. Just win this quarter.
14 possessions and 4 marks for Beaumont. Fraser for Collingwood gets the ball out to the defensive 50. Johnson overruns the ball. Lappin, a little toe poke. Back to Hickmott, who's had a hard night tonight physically. Johnson does well to bring the ball up to centre wing. Lockyer hard at it over the line and out of bounds, which gives us the chance to give you tonight's question in the Herald Sun footy trivia competition. Garry Ablett holds the MCG goal-kicking record of 14 in a match with which other player who retired in 1999. Entry coupons in every Friday's edition of the Herald Sun. Throw in.
Carlton have got 2. Hand pass comes out. Collingwood work it nicely. Atkins to Buckley. One towards half forward. Franchina missed it. Rocker had it, lost it. O'Brien untidy. Houghton wide. Bradley running out of space, kept it alive, taken by Murphy. Didn't have the football and then proceeds to tackle Atkins high.
A lot of space for Tarrant forward of this if he can get back quick enough.
And Buckley
runs into it.
Atkins plays on. Kicks it long. The 2 men we spoke of. Off hands, but Buckley will get a free kick.
Just on that, it was a little bit of an exercise in thinking it through then, wasn't it? Buckley was running into space on his own, had Murphy shot, and Tarrant then brought his man to the contest. I mean, really, Tarrant should have led well away from Buckley.
Or protected his back at least.
At the very least, made sure Wiggins couldn't jump into him. But better to leave, maybe straight up the ground and leave Buckley one out. So just a little thing for Chris Tarrant.
The cheer squad will love this one.
Hard to know what that was for. They've been against Murphy coming back or Wiggins going over the shoulder. Doesn't matter. Buckley 25 metres out, stabs at goal, and puts it through. His second goal in his 200th game.
Well, he's had plenty of the ball tonight. Nathan Buckley started the game unobtrusively. I think I called it in the first quarter, and just when you had a look at his possessions,
Half of the first quarter.
He had 9 in the first quarter and put it inside 54 times. So I think
milked that well. He's done that well.
Beautifully, and a little 200th birthday gift from the umpire. Not that it matters at all in the context of this game, but it looks nice next to his name, and he gets the stats done on his jumper.
16 and a half minutes to go in the final quarter. Nathan Buckley on his 200th game, 26 disposals, 5 marks, 8 inside 50s and 2 goals. This time it's Beaumont who gets the handball out to Bradley. Dispossessed, O'Brien does it well, knocks it forward. Clean bowls about 3 players. Lockyer trying to squeeze the handball out. Hickmott hard at it as always. Buckley stands in the way. Atkins sticks his head down, and the umpire says we'll have a bounce. No, he cocked it high. He'll give it to Atkins. Free kick for 2 high to Damien Atkins. He gets the handball working now to Scotland. Out wide, they're lining up the Magpies to kick goals. Alan Didak is 65, 70 metres out.
Oh, Big Rocker's just lurking down there. If he can get it to him. Sold himself to trouble, Ed.
Has run around in circles, but the kick off the right foot was a good one. And Fraser takes the mark. Josh Fraser, who has kicked 5 goals, 1 for the night. He's 55 metres out from goal. 4th mark for the evening. He decides to go short, looking for Didak over the head of the pack. The charge is on. Wiggins for Carlton. Gets the handball out to Camporelli. From defensive 40. Runs all the way now. Up to centre half back. Little kick to the middle of the ground. Finds Beaumont. Beaumont gets the handball going to Camporelli. The 2 old stages of the Carlton side trying to make something happen. And the kick is marked by Livingston. Plays on straight away. Carlton to go inside 50. Beaumont, they're starting to muck around again. Gets the handball off to Hickmott. He's in trouble. Has to kick around the body. Now Collingwood have got the numbers back. Lucuria and the rebound is all Collingwood as O'Brien has a bounce. He looks up. Rocker's the man. Has a second bounce. Now he goes wider out to his skipper in Buckley. Buckley wider still to Burns. Burns on half forward flank. Looks up and takes a breather.
Rocker goes deep. Will he go, Burns? Taking plenty of time. Eventually, just pops it over the top. Didak has it, about 65 metres out. Goes by Lappin, looks towards the middle, sets it up. Tarrant hangs back off the pack. Coming hard down there and getting a fist on it was Livingston. It falls behind the pack, and Lockyer snaps the goal. His first.
Well, again, just a couple of things that when you look back at when the Blues have a look back at this on the tape, they'll just say, "Oh, we just lost away so
Gary,
badly."
they'll shake when they look back at this.
Why they will. You have a look at this, Derm, when the ball, fundamental rule in footy, don't let it over the back. He punched it over the back, did Livingston, and that is exactly where Lockyer was lurking. He's had a wonderful night, Tarkin Lockyer. He'd be in the best half a dozen on the ground. Good intent from Livingston, but just didn't think it through.
Welcome back to the MCG with 14 and a half minutes left on the clock. Collingwood by 95 points. The Magpies' greatest win ever over Carlton. There's 102 points back in 1977. And have that ball up.
The only thing that Collingwood would like to see happen, I would imagine, that they it hasn't already in this last the game, would be Anthony Rocket start to take a few grabs and maybe 1 or 2 contested marks at that. He's probably the only one that hasn't clicked tonight.
Fraser gets the tap. Cranage for Carlton. Umpire have another bounce.
Sorry, guys, let him up.
Umpire apologises there for blowing the whistle a bit early. The Clanger count at the moment, 30, this is Clangers for the match, 28-40. On the ball up, Hickmott over the top. Always puts his body on the line for Carlton. Adrian Hickmott has had some hard work applied to him tonight.
There is 22 players in this centre pack here, the huddle, as Joffa whips up the faithful. 22 players, so whichever way the ball goes, most likely if it goes left-hand side of screen Collingwood's way, there's plenty of room for their forwards to score again.
Umpire wins the battle again. We'll have a bounce with 13 Just under 13 and a half minutes, 13:21 to be exact, left on the clock. It's Collingwood by 95 points.
That was the roomy Collingwood forward line you got a scope of then.
Bounce inside the centre square. Most of the crowd hanging around. Buckley goes up, thumps it down. Maybe they can't believe this. Lucuria tries to dig it out. Franchina in the opposite direction did very nicely. Chips inside the 50. Gutsy attempt at the mark. Bradley goes after it. Camporelli chipped it about 10 metres. Atkins goes back. Johnson is going to get a free kick though for a push in the back.
Oh, Ryan Loney went in then and his knee came under him. He's up, but he's limping around a bit on that approach to the ball. He just didn't go in low enough. The Carlton player came in and just pushed his knee backwards. He'll be sore from that.
Down is the call. Not wide. Touched also the call. Cloak. Metres in the clear. Accelerates away. Chips it down towards half forward. Lockyer to Loney. This will be a test. Kicks inside the 50. Will it run on? Rocker goes back. Getting a timely fist on it was Manton. That was very well played by the veteran defender there.
Well, he'd have to be Carlton's best, Glenn Manton, I think. He's had Anthony Rocco well in check and had time on the bench. Rocco, not sure if he's injured or not. Let's not say that. Let's not take anything away from Manton. I think he's been very solid.
His 150th game. Well done to Glenn Manton. Crenage on defensive 50. 12 and a half minutes left. Bradley.
Where's their other best?
Is a marvel, there's no doubt about it. And Craig Bradley's kick is to centre wing. It's punched away by Clement. Prestigiacomo beaten by the bounce. Didak caught from behind. Broke the first tackle. Was crunched with a second. Carlton kicked to the boundary line and find it will have a throw in at half-forward flack. Let's have a look at Ryan Loney's incident again. There seems to have shrugged it off.
Just doesn't get low enough here. Ooh, and I thought when I saw that action, he got the boot off the ground quick enough, but he saw straight away and grabs at it. That's a lucky get out of jail card there.
Yep, for a young
well
Ryan
done.
Loney.
Good. I mean, well done to get out of jail with it. Yeah.
From the throw-in, it was a shallow throw-in.
Had a lot of Richard Osborne's old knee injury on it. That one.
And when Darren Mullane fell across him out of Waverley that time. Still just hobbling a little bit, Ryan Loney.
He still kicked that thing all right. Let's have a look again. Oh, that makes you cringe, Gary. You don't want to try and do that too many times in your career.
Pretty good crowd in tonight, 54,233.
Cloak, big leap from behind. Atkins, hard against the line, swings it around that other side, runs down towards half forward. Rocker came up to meet it, slips the tackle. Off his step, Batheris runs inside the 50, intent on drawing a man, goes over the top. Heath Scotland in turn. Tarrant has to wait. Got there in time, gets his third.
Well, now Simon Wiggins, I know it is a game at the end of the day, Gaz, but he tried to spoil the ball. When you get him pasted, when you get him poleaxed, and some people aren't going to like hearing this, but you run in and you at least cork the bloke in the thigh for getting an easy one over the top.
Well, you know what else, dude?
You must leave them with at least a mental scar that you've played on them.
I'll tell you what else he did, though. He didn't worry about himself. He left Tarrant to try and put some pressure to get back.
Back at the MCG, Collingwood have kicked 3 goals in the final term and now lead by a record margin, 102 points, the equal of their round 6 1977 performance. Dr. Peter Larkins, quick update on Ryan Loney.
Yeah, he's still out there, as we said, Ed, but his medial ligament certainly took a big stretch there, and he's very lucky to get away without a more serious injury.
Carlton now go forward. Beaumont twisting and turning, breaks the tackle. He breaks Burns. Burns pulls the ball out of his hands, then was dragged off the ball. It's picked up by Beasy. His kick under pressure. Bradley looking to crash through, but Didak takes on 3 of them, puts it out in front of himself, then takes it around the boundary line. Does it beautifully, Alan Didak. In the back, was it the Batheris? Yes, it was, says the umpire. And Rupert Batheris will take the free kick at half-back flank.
Well, I think they've got a bit of sniff there. I think the blood is in the nostrils.
Handball over the top was ambitious at very best from Batheris. O'Brien over the top of the ball. In goes Rupert. He caught one in the snoz and gives away the free kick.
He was angry at the give-up he gave then in terms of the disposal. He wanted to make up for it with a bit of physical action and still wants to go on.
And Pickering has the free kick for Carlton. Play on's the call from the umpire. Has to kick off one step. Puts it up in the air. From behind Fletcher. A great mark over the top of Cole. Inside 50 they go, the Blues. Livingston out on the lead. Takes the mark and will line up from 45 metres. And if there's one thing the Blues will be playing for now is for a bit of pride here They are trailing by 102 points, the biggest margin, as I said, in the history of their battles against Collingwood.
That was most uncharitable, wasn't it? There were a lot of boos there. The kid's 19 years of age. Hasn't had a great deal of it tonight.
They're booing the scoreboard, Dermott.
You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Collingwood supporters booing the scoreboard.
7th possession coming up for him.
Livingston, 45 metres out then. It's close. And that's their third poster. Margin 101 points. Collingwood wasting no time. They bring it out. Johnson drives it up towards the wing. Buckley lays it off. Burns spins out of one would-be tackler's grasp. Scotland gave it up though. Cranage over the top. Camporelli. Livingston in trouble. Dragged down by Burns, who immediately went after the football. And that is a long time that the umpire took to adjudicate there. But it's holding the ball, he said. Well, Burns was terrific, and that's pretty stiff.
Handball from Camporelli was lazy, wasn't it? Just prior to that free kick.
Here's Eccles, about 60 metres out. The answer is yes, as he centres it. Not a good kick, though. And sliding in, the mark is taken by Didak. Didak spots a man running hard towards the outer side. Loney has time to straighten up, come back onto that left, looks towards the middle. Burns and/or the man coming up the ground. Batheris plays on immediately. Spears the pass to half forward. Lockyer turns around from 45. Kicks another one. His second.
When you look down the other end, and Carlton had that set shot in, and they took so long to sum up where they were kicking. The reason was there were so many numbers down there, which means that elsewhere parts of the ground is wide open. Carlton win it, Collingwood win it, and they can just run the ball at will through those open parts of the ground. And they were never going to go anywhere but the full journey right down the ground then.
Scott Camporelli's opponent too, Tarkin Lockyer. He's caned him.
Collingwood by 107 points, a record margin over Carlton with 8.5 minutes left to play. It's only a couple of seasons ago that Carlton inflicted a record win over Collingwood in the last ever match at Optus Oval, and many of these Collingwood players, including the skipper, had to drag their sorry bodies off the ground. And it was the black and white feeling like the blue and white on that occasion. But tonight, it's all Collingwood.
And that's great, isn't it? You see the Carlton supporters staying there now, Ed, and they're the ones who get a voice. You know, they make the vote with their memberships at the end of the year.
Ball up.
Taking their medicine this time round.
Houghton knocked it out.
I've got to say, Dan, if I'm any sort of lip reader, she did say, do you want to go? And the answer would have been yes.
I think it was the Collingwood supporter taunting her off camera. Said, do you want to go?
It's been a long time coming for Collingwood. Carlton have been inflicting an awful lot of pain. The last 7 years without finals, the longest drought in Collingwood finals history. So tonight to go to 12 wins for season 2002 for the Magpies. One better than their season win last year. 7.5 minutes. It means an awful lot to the Collingwood Football Club this game tonight. And percentage, of course, plays a major role after last week's loss to the West Coast Eagles for Collingwood. Rocker flies from behind, knocks it back. Hickmott gets the kick away. A chance here. Coming through was Cloak for Collingwood. Straight at the ball, had the easier run. Lockyer's handball was fantastic. Out to Johnson. Johnson to Buckley. Game 200. The skipper has the ball. 55 out. Tarrant wants it long to the square. Buckley sets it up there. Magpies everywhere. Off the hands of Didak. It spills. Chance here for O'Brien, knocks it out to Tarrant, back onto the left foot, gets it across to O'Brien. A flying shot at the goal, won't be a goal, it'll be marked on the line by Houghton. Nathan Buckley, 29 disposals, 6 marks, 9 inside 50s and 2 goals. A memorable 200th game for the skipper.
Yeah, and said himself, made some big comments through the paper about how big this game was for him. And, well, then comes out, backs it up with this sort of a match. So that is why he is and will be recognised one of the greats of this game.
Out on the full, O'Keefe gets the free kick. Under 6.5 minutes to go, 127 to 20. O'Keefe around the outer side then, reaching over the top. Cloak, got a fist on it. Cole stops, lays it off. Press to Giacomo. High ball back towards half forward. Batheris He's good overhead for his size. Atkins outside the 50. Steps by Hickmont, pulls it back towards the kick-off line. Well, over the top came Tarrant, couldn't hang on. O'Brien snaps another one. .133 plays 20.
Pretty simple game. Pretty simple game when you're winning by 113 points, but nothing too pretty about this. It's just a kick to the top of the square. Get a nice strong contest. To look at Shane O'Brien work hard to get to the front of this pack. There he is right there. And bang. So everything has gone right that could possibly go right for the Magpies tonight. O'Brien spent a bit of time on the bench, but still come up with 10 possessions.
So Collingwood now by 113 points, eclipsing Carlton's greatest win over Collingwood. So the biggest margin ever between these two sides. Bradley out of the centre, kicks to the forward 50, Cloak across the front. McKernan has battled on bravely tonight in his 200th game.
Eighth mark for him, coming up for his 11th kick. Seventh mark, sorry.
Corey McKernan has had such a wonderful career. 2 premierships at the Kangaroos. Missed out on a Brownlow because of being ineligible. His kick from 50 is offline and through for a point.
It's one of the few times that Corey got to contest one out there. You saw Cloak just fail to get there as that floating backman. 8 marks is a pretty good return.
Hard lead from Rocker at the other end.
Scotland honours that lead. Rocker kept coming, makes the ball on the wing. Lowest score of the season belongs to Carlton. And from memory, 310 as the ball goes down towards half forward, stretching Buckley 60 metres out. And the champ looks down towards the square, spots a man going back. Will the ball carry? I don't think so. Fraser was the intended, diving in down there. Houghton, Licuria. It floats towards goal. Going back is Cranage, and he forces it behind.
Nathan Buckley, his 200th. He's just racked up his 30th possession. We need to see Collingwood play finals footy. I mean, the bloke is brilliant. We've just got to see how good he is on the all-time list by seeing him in big finals games.
You'd back him in, wouldn't you? I mean, you just think he'd thrive on that stage.
This is Fletcher, short. Plunkett up towards the wing. 134 plays 21. Dying minutes of this one. Friday night football. Collingwood all the way tonight. Short back to Fletcher. Chips it out wider still. Camporelli certainly his colours lowered tonight. Looks back towards the middle. Wiggins controlled the half volley pretty well. Looks down towards half forward. Atkins gets in the hole and takes the mark in front of Cranage. Plays on immediately. No attention to detail from the Blues. No one really anxious to close him down. This is Batheris. Goes over the top. Buckley. Well, this would be fitting, wouldn't it? He's inside the 50. He's kicked one magical goal already after the siren at quarter time, and this certainly well within his capabilities.
Yeah, I know he's probably a bit more progressed in his career than someone like Carey was in the mid-90s when he hadn't played in a premiership, but you just don't know how he's going to stand up in the all-time list until we see him in finals. But he's a brilliant, great player. It's an unfinished tale, though.
Sets it out a little too far left and misses by less than a metre.
I reckon the other big plus out tonight is young Atkins. Great to see him back playing footy, and his leg speed again come September is going to be invaluable.
Collingwood by 114 points. It's a record-winning margin for the Magpies over the Blues, eclipsing Carlton's best ever effort against Collingwood. So an all-time winning margin here for the Magpies if they can hang on over the last 3 minutes. Fraser, who's kicked 5 to Clement, pushed off the ball. Fraser again looking for some space. He handballs out. Bursting through was Beaumont, who has tried his guts out, as I've said a number of times. Franchina kicks it out to Hickmont. Hickmont around the body, kicks it inside 50. McKernan gets to the front and takes the mark.
Yeah, Beaumont's had 18 possessions there, and Corey lining up for his 12th disposal. He's already got 1 goal. Got 50% of the goals there tonight.
Not hard when he only got a couple down, but he's kept presenting. He's tried very, very hard. And, well, the unfortunate thing for Corey, he's hit form now, but he's lacking all his support. I mean, he had Whitnell out there and a couple others, then, you know, he could be playing centre-half, full forward, kicking 4, 5, 6 a game.
McKernan just inside the 50. It's a good effort. It's taken a while. They get their third.
It is a good effort. It is a good effort to keep your head up and to keep presenting. And look, there's probably half a dozen or so within this Carlton side that have kept trying, and certainly Hickmott fits that category, as does Beaumont, as does Bradley, as does McKernan. They've all kept having a crack at it, but they've just been massively overwhelmed tonight, and it is a big disappointing night.
So the clock running down on this one, just over 2 minutes to go. Fraser knocked it down to Franchina. Going back is Cole. Takes the defensive mark, swings it wide.
That was the 29th time on that kick. Then the Carlton have been inside forward 50, Dennis, and their season low is 33. So it has been a bleak night for them.
Burns coming across hard. O'Brien made to earn that one. So a bit of fire late. Gutierrez and McKay.
High contact, but that's it. Go on, Andy.
And the umpire trying to restore order. Hold is broken. And I think McKay was committed to that ball.
Yeah, no problem there.
So the Magpies reload. It's not about regrouping. Prestigiacomo has it in half back. Goes down towards left half forward. Buckley, clever, stayed on his feet. Feigns a hand pass in. Goes out then to McKee. Surrounded by a nest of Blues. But the hand pass away, taken by Buckley, smothered off the boot. I'm not sure the collective noun is nest. Probably a chorus of Blues, but the ball's out of bounds. It'll be tossed in.
I've got to say, Corey McKernan's got the 2 goals tonight. That takes his season tally up to 28. In the last 4 games, if you can find another 12 goals, average 3 a game, if the Blues can somehow play better footy, that is an excellent return for a ruckman forward for a season. 40 goals.
Hickmott off his step up towards the wing, then off hands. Prestigiacomo to Atkins. 3-9 Carlton at the moment. You saw that last stat, the lowest score of the season, 3-10.
There's your pace.
Who said this wasn't exciting? Kick inside the 50. Rocker gets a hand pass away, but Theris off the deck down towards the kickoff line. Whistle, and Bathiris, I think, will get a free kick for a trip.
Well, how did he trip him? I think that's the question.
The Franchina on the...
Doesn't matter, still a free kick. Even though it's an accident, he got tripped. Okay?
Well, that's the question I was going to ask. I mean, it was an accident from Andy McKay, which might be a long bow.
I think so.
But otherwise, it's reportable, isn't it?
Okay?
Yes.
No, that's an accident, isn't it?
No, it is. He clearly said it's an accident to him.
Yes.
Yeah, we heard him.
It's good that the umpires believe the players now when they just say it.
No, that's... no need to look at that again.
No, destroyed the tape immediately. I think we've cooked Andy McKay. There goes the goal. They celebrate once more. We've seen a lot of that.
Rupert Bathiris. And we've got a flare on the ground. Can you believe it?
Yeah, somebody's very happy. There's an SOS going out from a Carlton fan.
That should be a towel.
Yes. I tell you, Garry, the only way we're getting through this is by a bit of joviality. But we're letting Carlton off the hook really lightly here.
I know we are, Dermott, because this has been happening since halfway through the first quarter, and let's make no bones about it, it's been one of the more pathetic performances of the season. In fact, the most pathetic, I'd suggest.
There you go. Somebody throw the Blues a life buoy.
The umpire not starting play for... Yes, he is starting play.
21-15, 3-9. Off hands, Hickmott. Down he goes. Cranage dives in.
We've lost someone down amongst the flare.
Yes, there'll be a few houndstooth that'll smell a little bit queasy for the next couple of weeks.
TJ, what news?
Yeah, well, actually, there's a few things coming over the fence at the moment. Police just moving in to make sure things don't get out of hand. But that flare over there, the fool who threw that over, there's a bloke there with crutches and having just a little bit of difficulty getting out of the way at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on that. But security's certainly on their toes at the minute.
Yeah. Not funny, Garry.
No, I think security around the Carlton race might be the way to go.
Eccles kicks well inside the 50, and McKernan will go back and kick Hopefully his third goal after the siren.
Has to kick it, Dennis.
Yes, well, he's got a milestone, of course, tonight as well. We've seen Buckley do some wonderful things. McKernan gets his moment centre stage, albeit after a drubbing for his team. Started the season in lamentable fashion. Full credit to him for his fight back. And he's kicked a goal. Turns his back and walks away with disdain almost. He knows it counts for naught. But 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Meatloaf didn't say that, but it's close. 21-15 to 4-9. Let's go down to Tony Jones.
And with me, Dennis, is a very happy Collingwood captain in Nathan Buckley. Well, so many milestones go by the wayside without a win, but the double ton certainly finished on top of it.
Yeah, the game went pretty well for us. So I think it was a very important one for us. We needed to get back some hardness and just get back some confidence, I suppose, and I think we did that.
You spoke through the week about the hole in your football career being a lack of finals. 12 wins, well, you just about say you're there.
Yeah, it's not a matter of just scraping in either. We're third, so we're closer to the top than we are to 8th spot. So we want to get as far up as we can to give ourselves the best chance.
All right. Well, I know there's a few things happening in the room, and you want to catch up with some of your teammates. Good on you, Nathan.
Thanks, Nathan.
Good on you, mate.
A career best 33 possessions for Nathan Buckley in terms of matches against Carlton tonight. He was terrific. But they all were. It was a rout, no question about that. What a contrast. Wayne Britton goes off, and certainly a few of the supporters, I presume they're Carlton supporters, venting their spleen. Michael Malthouse, of course, would be feeling terrific now, bouncing back after that loss at Subiaco over last week. He took the West Coast Eagles to a premiership in his 3rd season. Who knows, maybe history could repeat itself. They're in the finals now, the Magpies, and those looks, I think,
there's no
those.
Yeah, there's no Carlton supporters there. There's a handful of Carlton supporters. They've all gone home, the Carlton supporters. They are Collingwood supporters singing the Collingwood theme song to the Carlton Blues as they come off. But that's the story. What a career so far. It hasn't ended yet either, Dennis.
Now he's riding high. I was talking about the faces of the Collingwood players. They know they've achieved something tonight. They're in the finals. They're setting it up for a real crack at the premiership. And they bounced back after what was a poor performance last week. One-sided affair on Friday Night Football. Collingwood win their 12th in almost cavalier fashion. 21-15 to Carlton's 4-9.
Welcome back to the MCG, and yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is the greatest winning margin ever. Collingwood over Carlton, 21-15, 141 to a hapless Carlton, 4 goals, 9-33. Plenty goal kickers for the Magpies, Derm.
Sorry tale here for the Blues fans. Josh Fraser kicked 5, Chris Tarrant 3, 2 each to Buckley, Lockyer and Paul Licuria, who put in another great game tonight. Scotty Burns chipped in with 1, and for Carlton, Corey McKernan, lone hand forward of the centre square with 3, and Fletcher chipped in for the other 1.
And of course these two sides play for the Peter McCallum Cup, and we've sent a young fella on work experience down to the Collingwood rooms for the presentation of that trophy.
Thanks very much, Gary, and we'd like to welcome one of Australia's finest athletes and in the position as the Governor of Victoria, John Landy, to make the presentation of the Peter McCallum Trophy, and of course tonight the servicemen from the HMAS Cerberus collecting money for the fantastic work that the McCallum Trophy is for the McCallum Hospital here in Melbourne. And welcome aboard, Governor, and to make the presentation to the coach and captain of the Collingwood Football Club, Mick Malthouse and Nathan Buckley.
Mick, congratulations. Nathan, congratulations. Wonderful win.
Yes, thank you, John. It was it resembles some of your outstanding
achievements.
Oh, go
on. John, thanks very much for being here. But also, Nathan, I'll switch hats for a moment. And as president of the Collingwood Football Club tonight, a magnificent performance, our greatest ever victory against our old enemies Carlton in your 200th match. in a day where you racked up another 30 possessions, kicked 2 goals and led from the front. You're a credit to our football club, you're a credit to the game of AFL football, and on behalf of the Collingwood Football Club, your teammates and everybody who loves the black and white, congratulations. We'd like to present you with this memento of your magnificent career.
Thanks very much, Ed. I suppose, is this going out?
It is.
Oh. Well, that's a win for us, but we've got bigger fish to fry this year, hopefully.
And Nathan, just it's going out to the scoreboard as well as to everyone on Channel 9. Anything you'd like to say on behalf of your teammates tonight on what has been a memorable and a record-breaking performance for Collingwood?
Yeah, it was, we got what we were after today, the 4 points, and I suppose we'd like to thank all the Collingwood supporters. It's been a hard road for us over the last 7 or 8 years, and hopefully we've gone about one step forward towards getting in the finals and being able to be in September action. And we're looking forward to it very much. We hope you are too.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.